Hello, good evening, welcome to the Sunday night of week 7 for the ARMA Team League Season 3. Tonight you'll be flying with Veggie once again, as Jay's unable to host commentating duties for tonight, but that's not a problem. I'll attempt to fill his large shoes and do the best I can. So we can quickly just catch up with where we left off with last night. Bringing up the stats here. This is not the stats, this is the stats. Here we go. So yeah, AU NSW Wonder is still in a commanding lead. As pointed out in the Discord, they actually took their first fourth of the entire season last night, which is a big explanation for why they have managed to accumulate so many stats, obviously. We saw Jay last night play as well for Run Devil Run. And he managed to pick himself up a nice first also, as well as ABC or Hanchans for Golden Chun managed to pick his team up some points. As we sort of talked about before, at this stage, you know, no one's really mathematically eliminated. There can be results that go your way that can just cause everything to flip, you know, with some strong first places and some big fourths. Anyone can still make it. We also happened to watch SKL last night, who is the silver points leader despite I think he took a third in that game in the end. Or was it a second? I don't remember now. But yeah, he still got himself a nice tidy 100 point cushion at the top of the individual standings. Now I'll just quickly scroll through here again. That probably looks terrible on stream because of the bit rate, but so let's see where everyone sits. It's a pretty even point spread, all things considered. So it's been very interesting to watch as the season has gone through. Once again, I'll bring up Nombre's handy aggregate graph here, if for the more visually inclined of us to get a grasp of where the standings sit. So to get into the top 8, the floor still sits at just above plus minus 0. I think it's exactly like +9 or something like that. So teams still need to aim to try and basically get the positive points in the next, I believe it's 8 games. 8, 5, 6, 7 games. There you go. No, that's not right. 3, 6, 8. Yeah, it was 8. Or 7. Tonight and tomorrow. More than doable for any of the teams, really. So we'll get to see where we sit at the end of tonight. So we've got 3 games for you tonight, and we'll have 3 games next week as well, I believe, on Sunday. So we'll be wrapping up tonight at 11 PM instead of 10. But that means we get to watch more riveting Mahjong. Tonight for game 1, we're going to be featuring table 1 first, then I think it's table 2, table 3. Let me check my thing. Yeah, table 1, table 2, then table 3. And I've actually managed to set things up properly for once, so we have everything set up ahead of time. And by the way, Jaffa will be joining me when he's able. He's currently just running a little bit behind schedule, but he'll be in as soon as he can, I'm sure. So yeah, so we're featuring tonight's teams on game 1. We'll have Urasan, Eramangosaurus, Tanyal, Sensation, the Golden Chun. Bapanada? I feel like I'm just going to default to calling them Panda. But we'll see. We've also got Nasty for Eramangosaurus, Cyber 777 for Tanyal Sensation, and Art Master for the Golden Chun. So pretty much the same with the first game last night. We're looking for Golden Chun to take a really strong first here if they want to have any hope at putting themselves back into contention. The other 3 teams are sitting within the top half of the table. Urasan is 5th, Eramangosaurus is 6th. and Tanya Sensation is 4th. So yeah, they'll be looking to try and mitigate any potential point loss here, or you know, if they're able to win, you know, solidify that top 8 position. With the point system we've got, because firsts are very strong, it can be very easy to be leapfrogged by teams behind you if you end up having weak seconds or strong 3rd and 4ths. So you're looking to try and, you know, try and sit, or maybe try and gain as much points as possible. Basically, it'll be an interesting match regardless. We have my menu bars today up here. Yeah, so some reason when I like to full screen this, but for some reason the stream tends to lag. We'll see. Anyway, game has gotten underway. We'll be sitting in here with Cyber's point of view for this match in the east seat. He's got a pair of west winds. The Dora is of the north. We do see one in Armaster's hand and one in Bapanada's hand. Meanwhile, Nasty, pair of the Chun. Bunch of terminals, honestly. So he has friend of 1 man though, so we'll see where he wants to take the hand in the end. No one's particularly fast, although we do have the potential for hands to rapidly progress if they manage to draw the right tiles. Armaster specifically has a lot of Pinzu tiles, might be looking to get towards hopefully at least an Itsu, or perhaps even a Honitsu, depending on how the hand progresses. 2-pin goes good towards that Honitsu idea, but obviously not much help for a Itsu if he was hoping for that. And yeah, we're just gonna have to see how the hands develop from here. No one is really in the position to make a call here, except for perhaps Nasty, who looks to be either at this stage just waiting on a Chun to come out, maybe to pair up the Hearts, who also, or he can eventually pivot to a Chanta if he wants to dump those Manzu tiles and the middle Sozo tiles as well. So again, we'll have to see what he wants to do. There's another Hatsu, very helpful for him. None of the other players have any, none have been drawn yet, so very likely to come out later on in their hand if they do get drawn. But Bapanada did manage to pick up an 8-man to fill in the 7, 8, and 9-man Kanchan they had. So it's a very nice pickup for them. They are not quite Ishanten, but quite close. So I think it's 2 Shanten. Again, counting is not my strong suit. That's why I play Mahjong, so don't have to worry about counting. You just look at the numbers and the tiles, and it does all the counting for you. That 1-man does put our dealer into Ishanten though. A little bit of a tricky Ishanten. They might end up having to drop the 5, so the Aka 5, so if they choose to go for a quicker or a more easier Tenpai. Nosti does manage to pick up the 3rd Hatsu to go along with the 2 he already had. Choosing to cut the extra 9-pin pair, perhaps thinking maybe the Chuns are muchy. We do see one in our master's hand who has chosen to hold on to it for now. And yeah, there is Tenpai for our dealer. He has chosen to Damaten. Immediately does sumo the 4, so for a sumo pinfu only. Does manage to put an end to Nasty's hand, which had also just reached Tenpai with that call of the Chun tiles coming out from Armaster. Actually, it wasn't Tenpai, it was still Ishanten. Value had increased though. But moving on to East 1, Honba 1. Immediately I look at the Bapanada's hand. Very nice shapes. They do have, the Manzu needs a little bit of cleaning up, but the Socha tiles look very good. So again, we'll have to see what they draw to see where this hand ends up developing to. And our dealer, Cyber here, pair of the South tiles, pair of the Chun tiles, so an easy Chun call. Not much value outside of that, unfortunately. They can move towards a Honitsu, which it looks like from their first couple discards, that is what they're choosing to do. But it will rely on probably getting, you know, at least definitely having one of the salves or Chuns come out from one of the other players. we do see one of the salves in our master's hand, so we'll have to see where that goes. Our master might be considering Honitsu of their own. They do have a lot of Manzu tiles and a lot of honor tiles, so it depends where they want to bring their hand. A free mon for Bapanada does clean up those shapes a bit more. They are now Shanten. I think so. Just noticing right now as well, only Armaster with a Dora tile so far, although pretty much every player here can make use of one if they draw it. And Cyber has pretty much locked in the Honitsu at this stage. Here comes the Chun, which they do call, putting themselves into Tenpai, waiting on the 7 so Dora. Choosing not to Daiminkan the South as it comes out. And now the players seeing the Sozo tiles come out might give them a bit of pause from the dealer after the Chun call. But apart from Cyber, with that 5-pin now in Bapanada's hand, they are quite slowed down. They will have to throw it eventually, I imagine. Right now, they haven't thrown any other Pinzu tiles apart from a 9-pin, so they can make use of it. There is one of Cyber's weights. It's gone snugly into our master's hand, where I imagine it will stay. Bapanada does choose to throw the 7-pin upon drawing it, so I imagine we'll see the 5-pin come out eventually. Thankfully, my full screen doesn't seem to be lagging today. Tenho does some really weird stuff. Hey Jaffa, welcome in.
I finally joined.
It's not a
what have I walked in on?
We're still in East 1. We have Cyber sitting here in Tenpai waiting on a 7 so. And not much else going on right now. Apart from our master, who is also Ishanten with 2 Dora.
Kang.
Not to imagine. Oh, Kang.
Yeah.
That gives you Dora 1 mark, which nobody has at the moment.
No. No one's drawn any either? No, one has been discarded.
It's a bit hard for everyone to use.
Yes.
It does make a reach a bit more tempting if someone gets a Tenpai.
Mm-hmm. Cheers, nombre. I have a feeling this one might just end up going to Rikyoku unless Cyber does happen to draw one of these 7 so's though.
There is still 2 left in the wall. It's not that bad a chance of drawing it. Bapanada picks up the Dora, but assuming they're not folding, they do have to they lose Tanya if they want to keep it.
Yeah. This hand unfortunately just hasn't come together for them.
Yeah, still Isha 10. Oh, and that call allows Cyber to pick up the Dora.
The Dora. Yeah, the call hadn't happened. It would have gone to our master actually, which would have been interesting.
Oh,
good hand.
Strong starting hand myself.
Yeah.
That's the double Dora and the Chun pair.
Yes, good hand for Nasty.
Bapanada fills out a tough shape, so now they have a bit closer. They are technically Ishan 10, but I don't want to take this if they get to 10.
Yeah, it's a bit of a tough Ishan 10. Probably looking to try and clean it up a little bit, maybe even pick up a little bit more value if they can.
Really nice draw for Nosti.
Yeah.
Ishan 10, they can call for Tenpai. If they, for Chun Dora 3, which I think they'll take. Yeah. And I don't think you need to greed for the Honitsu here. It's already among them. I'll take that.
Yeah. You take that all the way. Be nasty.
All those 10th of the bit.
1
What? If it gets to 10 high as well, up another their tile on the apart too.
Yeah, nice sun
Hey.
Hanchan shape.
They have really no incentive to push this.
Nah.
Ooh.
相撲
I was gonna say, like, do we see the 8 mark? Connect to their 7 mark instead. To trust their 8 mark.
You don't need to worry about it going into someone's hand if you just happen to draw it the next time, next draw.
Yeah. Our Master's dealership, not bad at all. They have one door can easily accept another door. Nice shapes, Ipeko.
Yeah,
But it may sort of there is a chance it might sort of like get lost if they chase like a Titania.
depends on what they draw. I think in the next like say 5 or 6 draws, they might just end up being stuck into that, waiting on the Tuso.
I mean, Richie Dorocher?
Yeah, I mean that's perfectly acceptable.
It's already. They might even dumber
Mm.
if they think something like.
Yep, that's a nice
really
7.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice draw for Cyber. That probably makes them like gives them such a speed boost. They probably can. It's still liking the value. So it'll be interesting to see if they push it. If like dealer Richie's, for example.
Yeah. Again, you don't really have too much incentive to do so, but the folding might end up being a little bit tough as well. They've got the 9 mons, but yeah, Nostis are going for a Chitoitsu Tanya.
Or have the option to pivot to kind of just a regular hand.
Mm-hmm.
With that Anko draw.
Yeah.
Oh, what not? Papanada. Not quite Ishanten. Still holding onto the Dora. Oh, Nossi has to make a decision here.
Yeah.
I guess they can cut sort of those Pinzu to keep sort of
keep the better shapes, that way you got more options based on your draws, and that is a nice draw for our master also. He might, and Papanada might drop the Dora here.
Interesting they keep the Haku, I guess. It is like a kind of a safe tile, but I feel like that 7 pin does give like a lot of like nice options. For example, if they drew the 6 pin, like a really good Sunmin charm.
Yes.
Papanada connects their Dora, so they probably will cut. Ooh, okay, they're confirming their pair.
Yep.
That's interesting because they could have I guess forcing in the Sanshoku, but it does mean they have to cut a shape.
Yeah, it's a bit awkward, and you don't even have any of the confirmed rearmaments for your Sanshoku yet either.
Yeah, so that's so now they have to sort of cut the 1 man, so that kind of puts them back a Shanten because they would have had that meld completed if they kept the 4 man.
Well, it appears Nosti is going for at least Toy.
2-1 go with sharp 10. 6 man is 1 left in the wall. 7 so is 1 left in the wall. 6 pin. Also 1 left in the wall, so it's not dead.
It's not dead.
It's not dead. Cyber thinking here. They have too many pairs. Decide to cut a shape, so they'll for 5 shapes. 1 man backfire all the way.
Yep. Not much you can do about it.
No. 1 so gets drawn again after they cut it. Ooh. Papanada pairs up the Dora. So now there are 4 man backfires. It doesn't hurt so bad because they can use that as a pair. We'll be waiting on a 3 pin, which is a bit tough, but Richidora 2 is
Yeah, you take a
on hand.
Richidora to any day of the week.
Now they have the option to ship to Tanya, so that allows them to call for Tenpai. Either getting closer.
We'll have to drop Dora.
Ooh.
This might lock this 6 pin into Bapanada's hand. Yeah.
So they confirm the rearmament. Ooh,
That's
Tenpai?
Tenpai. Yep.
A free 10.
Each.
Yeah. Unfortunately, but
They can take the non-free 10 Tenpai for the but they do decide to take the Tenpai on free 10. Only they only see one 8 pin remaining, as well as one 5 pin remaining. They're not the best weight, unfortunately.
yeah.
And that 5 pin is a Dora.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Nasty not unwilling to push the 1 chance also, so
Yeah, no, he's
does
out.
does have to fold, unfortunately. No Swan
I think
today.
the fact that he sees like 0 Dora.
Yeah, that's also very
Okay.
scary.
Despite, I feel like if he was Tenpai for the Suwanko, he would push it, but
Mm-hmm.
Ishan 10, just not worth it. Yeah, so cutting the 7 Mons. 9 is also safe, but it's also safe against the deal. Yeah, saving it for the high rotate.
Yeah. More than acceptable. So, Bapanada, only one managing to keep a Tenpai there, does scoop in 3k points.
Really nice draw from Cyber, but still quite an awkward shake with a lot of honors. Be interesting to see if they just decide to go for the Honitsu, or if they just go dual Chunt. I think this is like
Chunter.
a Chunter, maybe Kokushi push.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, it's not the worst Kokushi push, but
Yeah,
I think we're more likely to see this turn to a Chanter.
Okay. Ooh. They need to. What will they do to commit? Okay, yeah. Kokushi. They'll take like a Shah Dora 1 Chanter.
Yeah.
Instead of going for Kokushi.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, again, like, going for a 9 start Kokushi isn't unheard of, but
It's not super bad, and that you can easily fold if like someone
yeah.
decides to like be scary, but yeah.
Good discipline play still. I think going
There is there are other paths to value. You don't have to chase those Yakuza all the time.
No.
Ooh. Up draws a Dora. I think Cyber takes this, yeah?
Chi.
Yeah.
Home.
Yep.
Home.
Pon. Yeah, so they're 10 by now. Waiting on a 1, so 9 Mard. He got discarded earlier, so there's 2 left in the. Nosti gets a Tenpai.
Yes, he does. This is the 38 man here, waiting on the 4-7. Probably be the more ideal.
Presumably, he could. The 4-7 is a bit tough since he's ponned 3 of them already.
Yeah.
The alternative is like the 6-7 weight by cutting a Dora, which doesn't feel very smart. Or picking like the 5-man Tunky, which is also. I can't imagine them being that much better.
No.
So Ishante for Bapanada. Probably hope best draw for them would be the 4-pin. Unfortunately, we see 3 of them in ARMA. Oh, get tempted into dropping the 4-man to that 2-man.
Yeah, I was wondering if we would see it come out. Unfortunate that we do. Probably it was also very cognizant of the fact we're knocking out a Honitsu across the table, so...
Yeah, it's you see that Monzo overflow, you have to wonder, it's too late already. I think we're thinking probably like a toy pay, which would have been like a decent hand. It would mean they would have to cut by 4 mana either now or never.
Yeah, exactly. Got your tidy little Mongon pickup for Nasty.
I'm in first place. Hamasa has a fast-looking hand. Ishan 10 technically for the Itsu Dora 1.
Yep. Looking, probably I'd imagine you want the 5 so, more than anything. You could do this also.
Well, I feel, yeah, 5 so, or 6 man, or 3 pin, fine actually. Any template will be fine.
Yeah, I suppose that's true.
If they pair up the Dora, that would be ideal. Or even if they draw 3 pin, they can try and do a Dora Tanki.
Yeah, I don't hate a Dora Tanki in any sense. Yeah, would be a hell wait, but
well, they don't know that.
They don't know that, no. And quite often, players struggle to make use of terminal Tankis. Terminal.
Yeah, if it's like,
yeah.
If they're Dora, if you're gonna do a Dora Tanki, like when the Dora is like over 9. It's probably you have the option to sort of keep an EK chance. Well, it's like a slightly wider Ishan 10, but they will kind of lose Itsu for most of them.
Yeah, I think you really want to go for the Doras here. Our master is playing for Golden Chun, so his team is in desperate need of points.
Yeah, so yeah, I respect the choice to go for like the high value kind of. In which case, you could probably cut like the 7 pin. Because it's like...
Yeah, it's most likely coming out anywhere.
Yeah. Nice draw for Nossi. Ishan 10. Ooh. Okay. Not tempted by the 2 pin.
Yeah, I thought for a moment they might want to go for it and just sort of lock in the hand. At this point, you're getting to the end of the second row nearly, and...
East was Shonpai. It was only once cut. Hold it. 5
Each.
Tenpai 4 Bapanada. 1 man, 7 man.
One of each left in the wall.
Oh no! Arma controls one Niapatsu. They have the safe 7 pin, but I imagine unless they can't pair up the 7 man. So I think they'll deal in.
Yeah, it's pretty scary for them.
Yeah, they're pushing. So if they get to Tenpai, they will deal in on 7 mon, unless they draw the 8 mon. In which case they might just take a Tenpai and not have the Itsu.
Yeah, if they draw the 8 mon, you might see like a 1 pin, 2 pin card or something.
I think. Yeah, 4 pin gets pushed.
Was one side Suji, or half Suji rather?
I think with that 3 so push, they've already like.
Yeah, they've committed to the push. Yeah.
He is, I think, folding.
Yeah, Nasty has little value here, so.
They want to push against. Ooh, 9 man.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, they're not cutting that.
No.
Fortunately, Asamasa just gets a Tenpai. I think they will just keep it just for the points. They can't. I don't think they can Reachy. So M-League rules would normally let you Reachy even if you don't have another turn left, but I don't think you can actually configure that in Tenho.
No, yeah, Tenho doesn't allow that, so you were stuck to just having to Dharma, but
yeah,
it was going to be.
We'll take 3k.
Yeah.
Take 3k points. I don't think you'd reach it anyway, just because you're not likely.
Yeah, he's not likely, and you're Furiton, so you can't even win off anybody else.
Ooh.
That is, yeah.
Brings up a pair of dragons. He gets cut early, so
As is always the case. There's the other one. So Shungan's still on the table, but
yeah, Dream has been killed early. Fiber starts off with a good hand.
yeah,
Shape. Sashaku chance. Could just open, or if they get, like, for example, if you have a chance to hold the door up. But another forcing in that Honitsu.
Yeah, I can understand that. With the shapes you've got started with, it feels like the most natural progression for the hand, but obviously Onitsus can be fickle.
Also 7 mana, giving them the Sunman chart. Cutting the 5, so okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I feel like cutting the 9 pin is better. Just confirm the Tanya.
Yeah, confirm the Tanya, and then, you know, you can always cut the 5 so later. It doesn't have to come now.
You gotta cut like a block.
Each.
Nasty does choose to Riichi this. So he's ready on the 1-4 so.
Ooh, Fiber. It's like not to fight. Yes, they are. Senpai.
At the very least, they're just choosing to dodge the putts.
Yeah, but it does kind of.
It does suck.
It,
Wrong.
yeah. So it dodges your putt through the aliens for the slightly cheaper hand. I think you still kind of go 7 pin, even though like the 7 pin CG isn't safe by any means. You want, if you're going to fight, I think you want
Yeah.
the best shapes.
Yeah, cutting the 4-pin kind of sucks. So you're going for the Suji chance rather than the Genbutsu surety. So yeah.
And you know, if you wanted to avoid a Putsu, you could have just called the Dora too.
Yeah, I guess that's true. They do have a hand to potentially redeem themselves a little bit here. The pair of the Northwinds. Not much value outside of that currently, though.
Yeah, they will need to, like, they can accept like Dora. They draw it. Still 2 left in the wall for that. But yeah, it's.
Home.
I would be tempted to kind of just pass the first one just to see if you can get you out.
Yeah.
There's an argument to be made just to call it.
Same time, I'm, looking at our master here in last place. You don't really want them to have a chance to dig out of that 4th place either.
Perhaps. I think like your rival here is like Nosti because you want that first. I think.
Yeah, for sure. You want that first. These teams, I think, let me just pull up. I think they were 5th, 6th, and 7th. 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Oh yeah, so quite a competitive sort of game.
Yeah. All the marbles up for grabs. Bapanada did choose to accept the 6-7 shape, even though they are. Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that gives them sort of like it's kind of like the worst draw for them in kinds of final shape tempo. It is the Twinkie weight is very easy to sort of change up though. So
yeah, 2-pin, 6-pin, 5-pin, 3-pin. You know.
Ooh.
Another aqua though, yeah. Well.
That's the kind of the worst kind of backfire in that if they just kind of had pretended that the 3-so didn't exist, they would have a really good tempo.
Yeah.
As it stands now, they're kind of like stuck in an awkward kind of 5-mon shape. And it's not like it looks like any of the other players will easily cut to 5-mon. So it'd be interesting if they have a chance to upgrade their weight, they'll take it. They already have, because that extra Dora does give them like a lot of value. pushes it from like 3.9 thousand to like 8,000.
Yeah, that third Han is really, really good here. Oh, wow. There you go.
And they get rewarded. So, really bad news for ARMA. That was their last dealership. They're still very deep in. So,
Yeah.
I feel like you wouldn't be surprised just to see them go.
Yeah, his team's in the situation now where, you know, just salvaging it like a not bad fourth isn't quite enough. Nosti's Ishanta. For potential Richie Dora too.
Each.
Speak of the devil, I was gonna say like, oh, they can just call to get like a nice Ishanta, but no, they don't have to.
Yeah.
I think that 6-0 is like really big danger of getting cut from our buff and others.
Yeah, and these early reaches, you can't even, you know, modern defense theory kind of goes out the window.
You've got what, 3 save tiles to work with?
Yeah.
It might just be worth pushing. Hopefully, Buffalo does connect the 6. Shape isn't great.
Hmm.
At risk of cutting it. And Almost is in a tough spot. They don't really have a hand that's kind of fighting for necessarily, unless they draw like a god and get like Suwako Tenpai.
Yeah.
But letting Nosti just win is also pretty bad.
Yeah, it's worst case scenario. Letting him win here going into his last dealership pretty much seals the game away for any other player for any hope of getting first, so...
Yeah. So they might just like feel like they have better chances at turning things around if they just kind of win this hand. They win like a Mongun. Oh no.
Yeah. Nasty's putting an end to those, so...
No. Gets that Mongun, that's like his third Mongun.
Yeah.
Okay. He starts his like last dealership in a really nice position.
With a really nice hand.
Yeah. I think he might. It'd be interesting how he plays, because he could feel comfortable enough to try and just use this opportunity to just get more points for his team.
Yep. You've already, like, what are you dealing into here that takes away the first? You need to deal
Direct Hanemon.
direct Hanemon, yeah. So I feel like you just go. Like, if you get Tenpai here with some good shapes and some good weight, you go and you see how high you can rack the points.
If you get Tenpai, I think you just take it. The interesting thing is if he'll call Chun, because it kind of makes his hand pretty cheap and makes him like lowers his defense. And so if he goes out sort of like too defenseless, he could risk dealing into Hanemon, except... Oh, that's interesting. So the 6th Mon had like a long delay, so I wonder if like anyone's reading that someone can either Bapanada can cheat it, or whether someone can pawn it.
Yeah, that is a very good information for Nasty going forward for this hand.
And it does also, like, if he thinks that it's like something that someone can pawn, not unlikely since he sees like 3 7 Mon. He has to be thinking like this 4-5 Mon shape, maybe not as good. That risk of dealing into that aforementioned Arma does become like a lot higher when you think someone has a pair of them.
Yeah. I'd like to see... I'm not too sure what our master can really do with this hand. It's kind of no value.
It's so tough for them. Like,
yeah,
they've already cut the 6 Mon, so like traditional sort of hand value kind of doesn't really like, it's tough. So they have to hope for, I think, Suwonko really.
yeah, they are collecting pairs.
Collecting pairs, no Unkos as of yet. Not really.
Gee.
It is a bit of a pair heavy route. Interesting cut for Nosti. I guess they do need a pair, so they have to confirm the 3-pin. So
Yeah.
ARMA gets one of their Uncos, but they cut the 8-pin shape, so I think they're just trying to get as many.
Yeah, I
extra
guess they're
points
just
their
going
team.
for points here. But this shouldn't will
Yeah.
get called by Nasty
Yeah.
if he
Or
throws it. He hasn't thrown it yet.
holds it for now. I don't think Nasty's the type to slow down though.
No, I
So
think that.
if he gets a chance to sort of complete that Sozu shape, he'll just do that.
Yeah. Ah, nice 4-pin draw for Nasty.
Or
After-
Tempai for Cyber. Atazuke on the 5-pin, of which there's one left, held by ARMA. I don't really see him cutting that.
No, I think from Cyber's point of view, there's no reason to really risk throwing a Reachy stick here and just ever so slightly closing that gap to third place. But at the same time, you have to see Nasty throw all the Pinzu tiles.
Yeah. I think it's tough because you kind of like you want to win before Bapanada does. And
You do, yeah.
not being able to win off the 8-pin might
Each.
well, Tempai for R Master. This Nasty can't. Okay, so like all the other players have to be thinking like, last place is Reached. Is this like just do they actually have enough value to overtake if they deal in?
Boom.
What? Pond for Bapanada, they don't have
Chakunashi.
Yaku unless they Rinchan.
Rinchan the 1-pin, yeah. That might be their only win con here.
I would do it.
Yeah, no, you might as well. It is live.
Ooh, Nasty pushes. Okay. They probably. I mean, 5-man isn't likely to deal in.
Only
But at the
6-mon
same
cut.
time-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, well, now that's Yakunashi, so it doesn't matter.
They can pawn this and try to force a
Toy,
a
yeah.
toy. So Chuso is.
Sumo.
If they do sumo. Tanyao, Rishi Sumo Tanyao, no Uro unfortunately, so a few extra points, but not enough to
A few
really
extra
change
points, but that'll
any of
keep all the
positions.
standings the same.
Yeah.
Leaving Nasty with a very solid first position for his team.
So Nasty is I feel like there's like very little chance that he was going to run into a hairy situation. I think
Yeah.
he's quite happy with this result, so
It's a very strong game from Nasty.
unless he wanted to just constantly
Constantly what, sorry?
just rack up points. We can
rack up
ask
points.
him about it actually.
Yeah.
So shall we? I think he can invite himself actually.
Yeah, he can invite himself. See how he feels.
I feel like he's particularly camera shy, but
No, I don't think particularly, yeah.
wait for him to.
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations, Nasty.
Congratulations on the very nice victory.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, yeah, thanks.
So,
How?
go on,
Yeah,
Jeff.
so go. Just like thinking, I guess like is there anything in particular you wanted to mention? Because I do want to ask you like something.
Really?
Okay. So like for that South, I think you had the option to sort of just close out. You're in a pretty strong position as like last dealer. You're like outside monk on sumo range, and fourth place is Reached. So I guess it's like I think you had to push a few tiles. You could have easily just like folded on the Chun Unco drop. Is it intention to just kind of like keep your dealership and just try to keep winning more points, or you just no
This is
fear
it.
because of the situation?
Yeah, basically. Like, I just want to like, win as many points as possible, and I'm definitely not in danger of falling down to second, so I would pretty much push anything against last place Ricci.
What
Yeah.
about after that Dora pond from your Kabicha?
I was, if I drew a really bad tile against Kamicha, I would fold, but even then it is kind of unlikely he has Hanuman because he needs the Hanuman direct me, and
Yeah.
at that point I think all the Doras have been seen, and then there's one Akadora scene, so there's two Akadoras, so he would have like Toy, and then like Dora Pon, and then plus some Aka, and then that would be Hanuman, which is a pretty tough call.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. They did, they didn't have Toy or any Arca, but they were trying to pivot towards it, but a bit too slow for them, unfortunately.
Didn't quite make it in time.
But other than that, yeah, just a very solid Hanchan from you. You converted the hands you need to, you got your lead and you didn't let it go. Very, very solid play all around.
I also got lucky on one or two of the Ricci, so that also helped.
This was the this one, I believe. No, this was not a Ricci.
It was like South 2.
Oh no, it was this last one. It was this one, wasn't it?
Yeah. Sorry, South 3. Yeah.
Oh
You had
yeah,
early Senpai.
Yeli's Empire. Yeah. You just
Sure.
you feel the shape just immediately. I was looking at it, I was like, oh, Inossi is Shantan, and you just instantly drew it.
Yeah, this one was lucky, and I think the first round where I managed to draw the 8-man, like pretty much immediately after the Ricci, was pretty lucky as well.
Oh yeah, the early on one, yeah.
Yeah.
I
So I think it was like quite a few people were in Senpai. So wondering who would win out here. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you just the Ricci came, you just immediately drew the 8-man, yeah.
Yeah. Just rip it out. Kanchan beats Minchan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I guess like because I think your team. Let's see what. With that first, your team is in like a much better position to pick up because it did quite well yesterday.
Yeah, with this first, you probably you would have moved up to definitely 5th. Not quite yet.
Did you have any sort of direct goals going into this game? Was it like kind of like first or nothing, or just kind of?
We're not doing. We're sort of in the middle of the league. So basically, I just wanted to rack up as many points as possible because next week is our last week. So, I don't want to be sitting on the borderline, right? So,
Yeah.
pretty much it.
Yeah, nah, that's pretty much exactly where I thought you were gonna be. Like mentally, yeah. Alright, well, thanks for joining us, Nasty. Congratulations again. I'll let you get back to doing your break.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, still have a game
Yeah.
later today. So.
Yeah, exactly. Good luck.
Cool. All the best.
All right.
Catch you later.
Thanks,
See ya.
guys. Yeah.
Alrighty. So the games will be starting on the hour. So we do have a bit of a gap here till they start. So what we'll do is we'll grab a break. We'll be back with you shortly just before the games start. So take about a 10 to 12 minute break. And we will see you then.
Yeah.
Alrighty, welcome back. A little bit early because our table is started on time.
Don't take that for granted yet.
Yeah, dude, obviously, you know, the organizers are hard at work to making sure everything runs as smoothly as we can. So sometimes players are running a bit late, or they got internet issues, or they've DC'd from the lobby.
Organizing subs and such like that.
Yeah. So after that, so bringing up the standings again here, you can see, based on the results, the floors are making top 8 shifted a little bit. So it's gotten down to -20. This gives the teams a little bit more of that chance to get themselves back into contention.
We can see that only like 8 points separate making the cutoffs and not. So
Yeah. No, it's
a single hand could be the difference between making it and not making it.
yeah. And in fact, we'll be watching Unistar Fan Club in this game, along with Yonkan Sumo, Itchy Richie Fingers, and John Can Run.
Yeah, so all 4 teams are currently below the cutoff, so I imagine they will be trying to go for sort of like big scores. Because I think for some of them, like winning first might not be enough. They might need like quite large first to
Yeah,
cut down on some of the gap.
they'll be looking for large firsts, and they'll also be looking for the teams above them to take pretty big fourths.
Yeah, unfortunately, like they can't in this game. They won't be able to control how the other teams perform. And I think Unistar Fan Club is maybe like the only team in this game that might have the luxury of just sort of taking a good first, like a modest first. But on the same flip side, like they also have to be worried about not taking like a big fourth. So we'll be interesting to see how they play in the face of this table.
The teams above them have shown themselves to be fairly resilient and strong, so even a small first might not even be enough in the end if the gaps end up widening a lot.
Yeah. So
we'll have to see how everything ends up going here. Let me change to the right scene. And yeah, so just going over the stats real quick, all these players have been playing well individually, even if their teams are sort of playing towards the bottom half of the table. So I expect a good match. Let me just shift this a bit. There we go. But obviously again, Unistar Fan Club do have the most to play for right now in terms of immediate gains to be made, but all the other teams have been looking for really good firsts here. We're talking like the +80, +90 type firsts.
If you're saving up that flow, top 100 really goes a long way.
Yeah, no, 100%. And it's not all that hard to do. People that do play a lot of Mahjong, you quite often see, like a 50k, 60k game, more, often enough on ladder. That's all you need here, and that's a huge boost with the bonuses that get applied.
Yeah. Already we see pretty good hands from Alta, Defan. As well, like Sumoing also has that value potential with the Sanshoku in the middle tile.
Yep, Sanshoku with Aka.
Boom.
Dora is the 8-man, and Alta does have 2 of them, so pretty reason properly calls to get their Yaku, and they can sort of cash in those Dora as quickly as possible.
Yep.
Chi.
Easy
He's up at
Yaku
the
high
force.
Dora too, yeah.
Yeah. Is up at the 4, so Ishan 10 for them.
So sumoing deciding here, I suppose, on whether they want to open with that 7. So choosing
It's
not to.
either sumoing or Yifan, because they have the option to pawn.
Yeah, I
Yes,
suppose
that's
so.
quite we won't be able to know for sure.
I guess Unifan doesn't have that option. They've got, they had 3 pairs at that time, so you know, maybe thinking about some sort of Toy or Tanyao sort of hand, but
Yeah, I think it's a bit tough. Like, they've let Alta call twice, so they're probably behind in speed.
Yep.
And so now they have to worry, like, their hand isn't particularly valuable at the moment, so
no,
they might have to, like, they actually have to probably consider, like, folding out, except now they have a Rihanna Peiko chance.
value will be found. So the 1-mons are dead.
Oh no.
Unless
Yeah.
Warmest Rain decides to toss one, and that's also the you know,
That's Tempai. Not reaching yet. So just a pin through Nomi. There is a chance for Ipeiko if Sumigiri reaches.
Sumigiri, yep. Now I
Okay.
can respect that.
Alta takes Tempai. Ooh, doesn't take the Rianmen, instead waiting on the Shan Pond.
Which works.
It works immediately because they do see the 5-mon pond, so
Yep.
very prescient of them.
Tidy. Tanya, was it? Yeah, Tanya Dor, Yakuhai Dorju.
Paydor.
Pay Dorju.
And a Rishi stick.
And a Reichi stick. Generously donated by Unifan69.
Yeah.
Moving us quickly on to East 2.
Wolverine pairs up the Dora, so they're now sitting on Dora 3. It will be a little bit tricky to use all of them, I think, unless they confirm like a Tanya by cutting the lines.
Yeah.
But that 7 so draw kind of put a stop to that. Okay, so they can use the 5 pin as their pair.
Mm-hmm.
So they're Ishan 10. They won't have pin through unless they get a shape upgrade like just now.
Like just now, yeah.
Just
Everything's
now.
going right so far.
Yeah.
Same for Sumo
Yeah.
too. They've just drawn a lot of Pinzu tiles to fill in all these shapes. Yeah, there you go. Tempai.
Tempai. Just a Richie pin through door 2. So very strong. And the other players have really nothing to work with.
Yeah, this pond is a bit rough.
So they just might have to push.
Yeah, they might be left with 0 options here. I'll have to hope that Sumoing throws some juicy middle tiles to give them something to work with.
Okay, that's interesting. So Alta deciding just doesn't really want to fight this, or at least not in like a Tempai for Warm Rain. Waiting on 5-mon. I think they just reach this, yeah. 5-mon is 1 left in the wall, so
Richidora
Whoa.
free. I feel like
so
yeah. Go on, sorry.
Alta's at danger of dealing it now, so they cut the 1 so because it was safe, and then 3 so became safe. So if they draw into Tempai, it's
Like this.
I think
yeah.
it's GG.
It's. I mean, you got
Unless-
2 Richis and you're chasing an Ipeiko gut shot.
Oh, they decide it's they can't push it, and it saves them. And Unifan,
Same cannot be said for Unifan, unfortunately.
yeah, that case is interesting. They read like a 1 chance, not a 3 so, or that.
Yeah, they definitely had safer tiles to throw.
They could have like Mawashi did like Gachi twice with Tempo.
Hmm.
Second.
So, 1-mon being the Dora here. Warmest Rain does have 1, but it is currently not connected to anything. They're sitting on 3 pairs right now.
3 pairs is like the most awkward number of pairs. Because
Yeah.
it's like not great for like a regular sort of regular efficiency standpoint if you want to get a regular hand. And it's also kind of a bit too far, like cheat toy or toy toy.
Yeah, exactly. You're kind of just stuck in this no man's land where it can be a bit hard to figure out what to cut.
Yeah, it feels like everything is like a backfire.
There's a fourth
You
pair.
pair up something else. You're like, oh, I should have gone for cheat toy.
Should have gone for cheat toy. Luckily, they haven't backfired any pairs just yet, but
Yeah. So in fact, they pair up the door.
yeah, the door pair is very nice.
It would be. I feel like they can just pawn pay if it comes out. Just cash in like a door pair.
Yeah, I think that's more than acceptable.
They draw one more pair. They might just stick to cheat toy. But they have to decide now. Yeah. They go for the door. Regular hand. It's an Ishan 10. Fortunately for them, 8-so is really mochi, but it's easy to see how Alta might
Yeah, any
draw like
6 or
another pair.
9, you might just see that come out as well.
Yeah, they complete that reality. Oh, 10-5 for 1. So now Altas are actually quite high risk of dealing in if they. Oh,
Yeah,
oh, that might just save them. So now their 8-so is their pair.
yeah.
But unless-
1 or 4 so will save this for them.
So unless they sort of pair up one of their tiles in their bit of yarn, okay, they've confirmed the 8.
Yeah.
So that saves them from dealing into Warm Rain. So it's just the one line basically that's left. That is Dora, but it is hard for others to use, so they may. Oh, Warm
Yeah.
Rain has a chance to swap their weights, and it backfires immediately. They would have won that 9.
Yeah. Oh, he's a Khan, I imagine. No Richi's on the table. No Khan just yet.
Okay, not yet.
リーチ
It's the 6 soda. Yep.
It's really good to deal for their Tanya Nami.
Yeah,
Would have also been head bumped by he's in the 9, so it's been
everyone kind of with messy hands here. Alta's probably got the best, but oh well, no, Unifans is fine too.
also has like the sort of Alta's hands a bit awkward.
It is,
isn't it?
yeah.
Again, it's like a 3-pair situation again. You can kind of pretend that 7-so isn't part of a pair.
Yeah. Jaffa's mic is a bit in and out tonight. Sometimes that's how your mic goes, isn't it?
Yeah. It's sometimes my net.
Yeah. Good old Melbourne infrastructure.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Yeah, this
Ooh, it's an interesting draw for Alta.
opens
can-
up. Yeah.
They could have a potential for like that sort of Chinitsu toy shape if they get some really nice calls. Or else just a regular chi toy.
hmm
It does seem like one of those like Toitsuba kind of rounds. A lot of pairs.
A lot of pairs on the table right now, and a lot of pairs have been cut. And that's a yeah.
That
good pick.
9 mine is kind of like the most annoying draw because it loses out some Chiku and Tanya. I think you kind of have to keep it.
Boom.
Yeah, you have to
Oh,
think about the speed.
That's interesting. So I feel like if you wanted to greed, you could cut the 2 man to sort of have a chance at during the 4 man.
Yeah.
Unless they're like it's a hard read and that they sense that Sozu are really expensive.
It's hard
6,
to
7,
say.
so Ryanman is dead.
They might just be eyeing up the toy. But I still
Toy-
agree. You know, just cutting the 2 man, I feel like would be feeling a bit nicer for me.
Yeah. Toito's a bit tough.
hmm
So I think those are really pretty hard tiles to call. And it's also hard to use value that way.
Yeah, you'd be stuck on Toy Nami.
back into Ishan 10. Ooh, they do decide to cut the double door now. Keeping the widest Ishan 10.
Yeah, probably a good decision to cut it here.
Oh, I still feel like that double door gives so much value. So in that case, I would, and because this like hand is lacking a bit of value, I would cut the 2 man over the 5 man.
Yeah.
5 so backfire on that Rian been cut earlier.
Boom.
So Alta forcing in that Toy will just be Toy Nomi.
This Hatsu very dangerous in Warm Restrain's hand
Yeah,
right now.
so Warm Rains is, I feel like they'll deal in. Like, this hand is like a hand you want to fight for. You've got like the Tiny Aldora 2. Oh, Tenpai 4 E-Fan. Waiting on the 7 man. 0 left in the wall, but it might come out from Sumoing if they draw into Tenpai. And Alta's just out. They're not fighting this. Not risking the Suji 8-pin or the Hatsu. Because they see their weight is just not good enough and they just don't have enough value.
Yep.
So they're out. Sumoing also probably out. I think you might be able, if it were earlier, you might be able to Mawashi, get back into Tenpai if you cut like the sort of south Unko, but here it's like probably a bit too late. Might not get enough draws to have a good chance at that.
Yeah,
is what I say, but
cutting a 7 man as well, like it feels like a pretty hard ask.
It'd be interesting because that's that 5 man cut. Like the Akka 5 man cut does I would probably fall for that. It'd be like 7 man. Why would they wait for 7 man? Get straight in.
Fall into the who is it namely that does the Akka 5 man cuts? Ishibashi?
Ishibashi.
Yeah, Ishibashi. The Akka cuts. Yeah.
Yeah. So all the other players are folding.
Yeah.
CUD fan, fashion news, Tenpai payment.
Much appreciated for them. It's a hard ask for them to even try and sumo the 7 man there, so.
Yeah. We've got a 8 start from Sumoing. They don't want Kokushi though, they'll just take their Yucca High and maybe Dora.
Yeah. Very nice hand from Unifan.
Yeah, they're easily, probably looking the fastest hand.
Mm-hmm.
Not too bad from Warm Rain, but a little bit.
Yeah, it's
on the vertical end. So we'll see. It could develop either way.
Yeah, with the right draws, this hand will be very quick, but with almost no value, apart from the Dora. But
yeah,
you could draw into another Dora and a Friso, and then you got something going on there.
Yeah, like if they get a few more Unkos, we're looking at like a
Suanko,
little chance. Yeah. Ishan 10 for Unifan. Yep. They have like a Sunmin-chan kind of Ishan 10. Like a Ryanmin Ramen or Ryanmin Ishan 10.
Yeah, very good Ishan 10.
Very strong, yeah.
Gonna be outcoming very quickly, I imagine.
Alta getting their 5th pair.
Yeah, most likely Chitoy.
Technically Ishan 10.
Saku will probably come out. There's a argument to holding it because you see none.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's I feel like they might hold it because it's like a nice Chitoy weight as well.
It is a very good Chitoy weight.
Oh, they get an Unko.
Get an Unko and you can feel the. You can see the
or Tenpai.
Tenpai on the 7 man for Chitoy if they want it. So.
Not the best weight. So maybe I feel like they're sort of holding on, wait till they upgrade the weight.
Yeah. What are they really hoping for? A west wind maybe would be pretty good.
Probably just not like just a non-center tile, I think.
Yeah.
Warrain, Ishan 10. They for Richie Dora. Tempai for sumoing on the Haku Nomi. They choose not to cut the Dora, forcing in that value for that Honetsu. Would have made them put them at danger at dealing in, but instead Alta Sumo's instead. So
there you go. 7-man sumo chitoi. It's easy as that.
You could have, but you should have reached, right?
You should have reached.
For 7-man.
Where was your wall reading? Come on.
Yeah. Chitoi is a sumo hand. But that sumo basically gets them 6400, so that puts them firmly in the lead.
Yeah. Good lead here going into their dealership.
Early call from Unifan, so they are Tezuke on the Haku for Haku Nomi.
Haku Nomi takes away the dealership from the leader, which I can see the benefit for.
Yeah,
you've got you've got no Dora. You could have had Dora, but now it's going to be very hard to use.
It happened so quickly, so I can't recall. Did they have the 5-so in their hand before they called, or did they pick it up after they called?
I feel like, well, that seems strange. You would have called it if it was in your hand, probably, right?
Well, yeah, normally not. But...
Normally, there's the Dora.
Well, they draw Dora, so having that 5-so allows them to keep it.
Yeah.
Prescient.
Still waiting for a Haku though. This hand will be going nowhere unless they find the Haku.
Yeah, there is still 2 on the wall, and it seems likely the others would cut it.
Yeah. Everyone's progressing their hands pretty normally. So.
Oh, that's an interesting call from Unifan, because that kind of signals that Unifan has to be waiting on a Yakuhai essentially, and because they've cut East and Chun, there's only so many Yakuhai that can possibly be feed them. Hard push by Unifan against Steelerichi. They don't really have a choice. Well, they could have cut Haku pair actually, and shifted to a. Well, they can't do Tanya shift anymore because they're.
Yeah, no, there's no Tanya shift. They're pretty much locked into Haku Dora 1 now, or bust.
Oh
or
no!
2, sorry.
They get Tempai, but it's no Yaku. So,
if they're willing to shove the 5-man, after picking up the Haku, there's a chance.
Well, I imagine they can. Well, they come Haku, and then they go Dorotonki, I think.
Dorotonki? Yeah, okay. Yep, sure.
Well, Tempai for sumoing for Tanya Dora 1. 6-man
is dead. 8-so is
dead. There's one there.
But it might come out.
They might come out from Warmain's hand, and they just right on cue.
Right on cue.
Right on cue.
So south.
South one.
East pair for the dealer.
East pair, they can accept Dora, but otherwise not too much immediate value.
Almost range of
very fast hand by Warm Rain.
They might miss out on
Isham 10.
Yeah, they'll probably miss out on using the Arca 5-pin, unfortunately.
But Richie, pin through Dora. If you hit Aurora, it's all the same.
It is, yeah.
Also, quite a fast hand from Alta as well.
Yep.
Not so bad from Unifan, but probably not as fast as the others.
Yeah, I think if you're sitting in Unifan's position, you're thinking this hand is looking really nice, and then your opponent is going to be so much faster. He's catching up.
Okay. They so Warmrain breaks one of their Riamen to sort of force the usage of the Arca 5-pin.
I don't hate that. You're looking for points.
Yeah, you can already accept. So there's a bit of overlap, so it's not such a bad loss in efficiency. Is that Tem? No, it's not quite Tempai for Alta.
Boom.
Okay. What if like maybe they had an option to cut the one.
I probably would have liked to have seen that.
Yeah. Don't they kind of break up their Sunmin chart?
Yeah, that's what I don't like about it. You've cut this. I guess you're thinking I can go 7, 8 man, you know, and then. Oh no.
Oh. So that Ricci does prompt the 7 pin to come out and deal straight into the dealer. So.
Yeah, a lot of very fast hands there.
Yeah.
It's a hard decision, but yeah, I would have liked to see the one man. I think.
Yeah.
Generally,
if you have like 3 pairs, you cut one of the pairs. I think is like a kind of general.
Gives them a much higher chance of getting Tanya as well. I think. If not straight out confirming it, I forget the exact shapes, but.
Yeah, they just have like a pair, 4-pin pair, 5-pin. I think.
5-pin Anko, 4-pin pair. Yeah.
Yeah, but. Oh, Dora pickup from Alta, so that's Dora 3 in their hand. Don't have a Yaku, we'll probably have to Ricci unless they force the Honitsu, which they may do, depending on their draws. Sumoing has the East pair so of their win, but they are Mochi. But even if they might not call it because they have a chance to just Ricci Dora, probably worth more points.
Yep, no, 100%.
But then again, East Pawn is just Tenpai, so...
Yeah, I think if the East comes out, you'll just take it and you'll take your Tondora 1. And yeah, if Alta decides to go the Honitsu route, that will be quickly presented as an option.
Quick hand by Unifan, just the Shah Nomi.
Each.
Ooh, Tenpai 4 Alta, waiting on the Ton
8-pin.
And I was gonna say, like, Ton is at danger of coming out from Sumoing's hand because it looks like a sort of safe pair cut. That can allow them to transition to Tanya, but it's actually a trap. And they deal in on the Airpotsu.
I think you're thinking here is dealer, you know, who's gonna use an East bet here?
Yeah, you have a pair of East. It's like guest win for everyone else. It's like
yeah, they would have thrown the East. What do you mean?
Yeah. So unfortunate for them. Yeah.
And yeah, because of the Ricci parts Dora 3 in the end is a bit rough.
It hurts. They do get some compensation. They start off with a pair of the Dora Yakuhai. I think we might see it from Unifan soon because they kind of have like a nice sort of Pinfu or Tanyao shape. Yeah, they may just cut it.
I think you'll definitely want to go for the Pinfu / Tanyao option, so you're gonna see it come unless you pick up the second one. Yeah. In which case, then you'll just take your Dora 3 Ricci or something like to that effect.
Yeah. Oh.
So a lot of pairs here.
Okay. I think Sumoing kind of hard transition to a Cheetoy. It is a Shanten for it. It does mean they can use the 5-pin. So
you draw a 5-pin here and you're feeling, I think, pretty good.
Yeah, you're pretty good. 6-pin, not quite. Warm Rain is Shanten for.
I was trying to see. I don't think Sanshoku is quite on.
They don't quite have the Sanshoku chance, but they do have the Ippei Kyo chance.
Yeah.
Pinfu is dependent on if they draw the 7 but they can they draw to sort of rearrange their hand, so they could accept the 5 mark to kind of force a Sanshoku in there. Or not force, but give the option up.
Yeah. This is your dealership, so you are incentivized to try and retain it. You're sitting on 19k.
Yeah.
The team needs the points, so they've just
Well,
drawn the 4.
That's Tenpai for Richie, Ipeco,
Yeet.
Tanyao.
Yep.
Yeah, they do Richie. Waiting on the 7-man, 2 in Sumo Wing's hand, and if he's going for the Chi toy, see it come out from there. It will be interesting to see if they push. They do have a few safe tiles. They have the Gambitsu 5-pin as well as the Nakasuji 6-pin. But they direct push on the 8, so.
Yeah, so they've pretty much indicated, I do not fear your Richi.
I have Dora 2. I have Dora 3. I am just going to push.
Also deciding, I think, what they want to do here.
Yeah, Alta, I think, is still keeping the Ishan 10. Has a chance to take Tenpai. Decides not to take it. I think they're going to hard fold here. Ooh, the worst draw for Sumo Wing. They cannot use that 7-man in their Chi toy. They have to switch to like a regular hand. But that cutting that 6-pin from that shape is like I think a hard fold.
Yeah, there's the 9-man that they were looking for earlier. They wanted to transition more regular as well.
Yeah. 7-pin is pretty safe, but not 100%, I think.
Yeah, it was
like double one chance or something.
Yeah, very close to being safe, but not quite there.
Yeah. But just keep their still technically keeps their Ishan 10 for the Chi toy.
Yeah, but they do have to throw the death tile to do so.
They would have to get so luckily for them, I guess they don't get to Tenpai. Surprisingly, they didn't cut the south. That would have been 100% safe. Or maybe they just didn't see the pond that Alta did earlier.
Yeah, it can be easy to miss those things late in the hand sometimes.
Yeah. Warm Rain takes those Hitori Tenpai payments. Very good draw for Alta.
Yep.
Probably don't need so much value as much as just moving around a lot. They can, I guess, rely on their dealership to rack up some points if they want.
Yeah, again, they're in this position. Their team needs points, but the last thing you want to do is give up the first.
Yeah.
So you always sit in that rough position where, like, how hard do you push?
Yeah. So it'd be tough for Sumo because they still have a chance of getting first. Like, one good direct hit off Alta will like swing things. But they do need like a good hand to do so. Fans in like a bit of a tough spot. Like taking like a 4th here would really like make things a lot tougher for like the following game. But they still have a dealership. They don't have to build every hand to be like a death hand. So that's double non Dora is probably like still okay for them to take 3,900.
Yes. That's unfortunate for Alta.
Well, that backfired.
Yeah.
That would have been Sanshoku as well. Like, it was Sanshoku chance.
You had the option, then I was like, really? You sure you don't want this 8-pin? Oh, that's alright, they missed it with the 6-0 anyway.
Yeah, okay. They're still progressing there. They're Ishan.
Yep.
Zeroing, building towards their sort of Richie Pinfu. Maybe Itsu.
They're looking for the last 8-pin, yeah. And
yeah, 3 8-pins. Alta gets his best draw, the 3-man. Does give him Pinfu for Richie Pinfu. 5-man, 8-man. Still 5 in the wall, including the Yucca 5-man.
Wrong Arca there. Oh, there's the 8-pin. Assuming has no problem just tossing that.
Yeah.
Bit hard to worry about Nitsu at this point, I think.
Yeah, no, you're not going for Itsu. They are Ishan 10.
They did just hard shove that 6-man.
Yeah. 7-pin is unfortunate. They kept it. They could have had Tanyao chance, but or even like Tanyao Sashaku chance, but
was not to be.
Not to be. They sumo don't hit Ura, so just a modest 2,700 plus the sticks in the middle. extending their lead.
Starts with a Hatsu Anko and a Nan pair.
And a double Nan pair.
Yeah, double Nan.
You can easily see them transitioning to like a Honitsu as well, that draw. In the Doro suit, no less. But Sozu will be quite expensive. Yeah.
Yes.
You can see Unifan has a whole lot of them, as well as Sumo Wing. And I can't imagine the Dora coming out from Warm Rain's hand very easily.
Not unless they're forced to.
Yeah.
Free pin, I imagine, first, yeah?
You can kind of hide the suit that you're going Honitsu in if you want to go that route.
Yeah. But yeah, double Nan will put. Yeah, that's a nice draw if you just want to.
You get a
disclose that hand,
Rihanna. Yeah, they don't need like a Haneman hand here.
No.
So they'll take like they keep the Isham 10, cut the 6, so
That
they can
is,
still
yeah,
go
senpai.
Honitsu. Ooh,
Chun,
Tenpai for
Taki.
Unifan, Chun Tanki.
Any cheeses in the chat?
Hey cheese, is that? Wait,
I was like,
no, he's not.
is he here?
Oh, you mean in the
Yeah.
YouTube chat?
In the YouTube
No?
chat, yeah. There
No, I don't.
Yeah,
I don't see it.
we're calling for him. The Chun Tanki here. Someone subscribes to the Church of Cheese. Oh yeah, Chun very live though. 3 left on the wall.
3 left on the wall. It will probably come out, except out to Snipes the win with their 340. Very good. And so we're in South 4. Alta is currently like 30,000 points above others.
Yep.
They have free license to sort of go nuts, but this hand is a bit tricky in that it kind of isn't particularly fast. I feel like it has one path, and that's called Chanta. Or it could be a closed Chanta.
The best kind of Chanta.
Yeah.
Chanta Sanshoku. Yeah.
Or just Sanchoku Haku Dora 1. That's also very, very nice.
Yeah. But yeah, again, that team is looking for points. He has the position here. Yeah, as you said, just go nuts.
Yeah, this is like kind of like the best case scenario for you. Like everyone is probably will be kind of like I don't know. Well, you kind of assume that like maybe they're not going to. They might just scramble to secure like a second place, but at the same time, like they won't be. So.
Yeah, I mean, second place is huge in its own right. In the situation anyway.
They might just, if you're in like Sumo Wing or position, you might just feel compelled just gonna take the second. Like, first is really like.
Yeah, first is a bit of a stretch. Unit leads he's 32k points.
Yeah, you basically
direct hit by man, like.
Tenpai for Sumo Wing. They will need to reach here. And they do. Alta has really no reason to need to push, so they're like in the same position that Norty was in the last game, where they can just kind of safely ignore.
Yeah, they can.
Well, actually, okay, so they can't deal into a Baimon.
Yes. So you dodge the Ipatsu.
Dodge the Ipatsu. So they must be like, is there a chance they can deal into a Baimon? Yeah, they'd have to be quite unlucky.
You can even try and Sashikomi into your Toyman now as well. You've seen him open for what's probably a Tanyao.
Tenpai. Oh.
You've got no need to risk it, right? Like
But like you can just get more points for your team, right?
You can.
I don't know. I guess like dealing into a Biomon will make you feel really silly.
Yes, that is the thing, I guess. That is the Tenpai for the Tanyao, Nomi for Warm Rain.
Yeah, okay. Tanya Nomi, that is enough of them to get this. Yeah, they have to start dealing. But it doesn't won't put them under unless. No, it doesn't. Unless it's against Orosan, which was
Yeah.
possible.
No, it was not
Was it?
possible.
Actually, no. Were 9-pin still?
One
Is it-
maybe. I see 3 immediately. No, 9-pins were dead, so yeah, there was no
Yeah,
Orosan.
okay, 9-pins are there. No Orosan.
But yeah, nice 70k win there for Alta. There's, as I was saying before, that's what you're looking for. His team was, second last, I believe John can run. Before that game. No, they were in last, so... If you want,
First for them.
yeah, if you want to come back, that's sort of the games you're looking for. Well, we'll see if we can get them in for an interview. Where are we?
Was that the first game that finished?
That was the first game that's finished.
But the others, I don't know. The others might be finishing up soon.
Yeah, I imagine so. One of them started a bit later, but the second one might just be running long. It's been about 45 minutes, which is, more or less average.
Yeah.
So Alta, yeah, they started off with a Ron and then a Sumo later on. They just sort of, again, this a very clean game.
Really
Yeah.
really good pushes, I think. Like denying other players from winning their hands and making comebacks. Especially like that South 3,
Yes.
where we see them like challenge that Ricci to like end, basically like enter South 4 in like the best position they can be.
No. Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Congratulations on your victory.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're just quickly going through it here. We were really impressed with how you played the South 3 round most of all.
Yeah, you're gonna have to I have no memory of hands after the game's gone by, so
Sure, yeah.
hang on.
So
Okay.
You can join we've got the replay up here.
Yeah, I've
So-
got it up. Thank you.
Yeah, just going into this hand, you've already got yourself a nice lead. You played solidly the whole game. You haven't dealt in. I don't think you dealt in, right?
It was one deal in.
One
for a
deal in
very
for
small
1500.
amount.
Yeah.
Yeah, to move the rounds along, right? Ridiculous.
Exactly. Yeah, of course.
Of course. And yeah, this hand, you start with the Hatsu pair, and you just quickly call the non-pair once you draw it, and yeah,
Yeah, this was weird because I played the entire game. I tend to think I generally more defensive. I think that's I'm terrified of dealing in. It kind of makes me feel really bad. And this was the one time where I pushed against a dealer reach, and I'm not experienced enough to know whether that was the right thing to do or not. I think I thought back on it and thought, I don't know, there was a bit of a wall in front of the Dora. Was that good reasoning enough to go for it? I don't know.
yeah,
I think it's like, in this case, it's like, I guess like the pond is like, yeah, you lose sort of 2 safe tiles, but at the end of that, what do you have? In fact, your best
for sure.
chance at defending is just winning the hand and denying them the chance to win. So I think the push is quite good in the sense that you can shut down the dealer and then you enter South 4 in a really strong position.
Yeah, I guess having the 3 Hatsus there, if I really wanted to back out of it, I guess was
yeah.
You still have defense.
made it a little bit easier to choose.
Yeah,
If you draw something really bad.
Yeah, you've got the option. That's perfectly fine. You can still defend from here, and then, but yeah, the downside is what you fold your Hatsus and maybe you deal into something later on. It is a one so Dora, so generally they're a bit harder to use, and even dealing in, you're probably still in first. The upside is you win, like you did, and then you hit South 4, and you basically can play for whatever you want.
Yeah.
No interest in winning this hand. La-di-da, everyone else, just do whatever you want.
We were interested in how you'd play, because I think it's you're in a really sort of enviable position. No one can really challenge your dealership, your first place, unless they're building a Yakuman hand or something. So like, if you'd use the opportunity to just kind of like, I'm just going to get more points for my team and just ignore the others like players do. But yeah, I think you do end up choosing to fold, and that ends up like saving you a few points actually, because I think
Okay.
to draw the
That's
tile
an
that would
interesting
have
way of
dealt
looking
in.
at it. Yeah, that was. I was
was the
watching the
right
stream and I was
fold.
like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't. But no, it's an interesting way of thinking.
You are just collecting their weights, yeah.
Just to like abuse the position of it to get points. Yeah, okay. Fortunately, our team does not need to worry about that because we are in the fight for not last. So that's
I mean,
all we
you
need to
still
worry
have-
about. But yeah, okay,
you
no, it's
still
an
have,
interesting way of
like-
thinking about it.
Yeah.
You still have a chance to sort of like make it. Like, you know, if your team keeps us up like 70 plus 70 first every game, I think it's like in sight, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe like you need like plus 100 maybe.
Plus 70 for the next like 6 games is gonna pretty much get you close, if not in.
Basically,
close.
easy. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why I doubted it.
Don't give up. Don't give up.
Never give up. But no, I mean, you
Never
can
give
also understand, like, yeah, if you decide you just want to cash in your points, you know, then that's, again, perfectly acceptable. You've already got yourself a 50k win. There's no need to deal into, you know, let's say you throw the Frieza here and it deals into the Ricci and it's a direct hit by man, then you lose your first and you're like, what? Why did I do that?
We did say, like, I guess, yeah, there is always the risk of dealing into that Paimon and then feeling a bit stilly afterwards. Yeah.
No, I think there were enough points here to just to let the game end and to be happy with it.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. Well, yeah, no, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on and giving me a few of your insights, which I'm very keen to get. So thank you for that. Thanks, cheers.
You're very welcome. Have a good day.
Yeah,
Thanks,
congratulations.
All right. So, well, I guess we'll jump into one of the other games here.
Yeah, I think they're still running. No one's posted their results yet.
No, so we'll jump into the newest one. We got Cheese. We're actually going to be seeing him next game.
Yeah.
I'll quickly just turn
We'll
that
give
off.
him commentator's curse.
Commentator's curse, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, in a tough spot now. Dealer's Ricci'd, waiting on the 8-man North for Ricci Dora 2. I imagine that North will come out from some hand if they draw it.
Yeah, one cut Dora. Not one cut Dora. One cut on a tile. Generally doesn't always stay in people's hands.
If anyone wants to push, they'll have to cut it.
Rinshan ABC here on the left, especially.
Yeah, they have a hand that looks like they might want to fight this. Like,
Yeah. They've got 2 Dora, they've got, well, no Tan Yao, but yeah.
still have 2 Dora. If they pair up that 8-pin, that's like insta Ricci, right? Waiting on Dealer Genbutsu for Ryamin wait for Ricci Dora 3. We do see 1 8-pin come out, so there's only 1 left. Cheese is, I think, folding.
Yeah,
This
Cheese
isn't
has
a hand
nothing
they
to
want
fight for.
yeah, this isn't a hand they want to fight for. Ooh. Rinshan might be forced to cut the Dora here to sort of keep their... Okay. Cutting the 9-line. Gives them 3 tiles of safety and allows them to sort of shift to Tanya if they get it.
Yeah. In this forever 9 months here. And they found another pair, so it's worked out.
They found their pair. 8 so is
It's so safe.
It's safe, so they can push that about turn. Ishan 10 can chi for Tenpai.
Yep, you can chi for Tenpai. I
Um,
don't know if you chase. It depends, I suppose.
Like if you chase here and you win it, you can fight for like second, right? If you get a direct hit off the dealer, and you see nearly so many of the Dora, right? You're thinking,
Oh no.
yeah. you're pushing, thinking like, how expensive can the dealer's hand be? And the answer is they had all the rest of the Dora.
The answer is the worst possible outcome.
The
but,
worst possible outcome. But yeah, no, I totally understand that push because like this is your chance, like sort of swap positions. You
yeah,
can't defend. You see all the Dora, or most of the Dora, and your hand is like Mungun, like was Mungun level before you cut the Dora, but.
6 months good for them. Yeah, good win for Rerial though. Tall Dreaming obviously probably more than likely safe to make it to the cutoff, but there's always that prestige to try and close down the gap that AU and SW's opened up.
Yeah, the tournament doesn't end after cutoffs. There's still like more games after that.
Yeah.
Even though your score gets halved, points are still points. So.
Yeah, so yeah, for those who don't know, when we do go to the top 8, we'll halve the points just like in M League when they go to the top 6, top 4. So any points you can get now, it's really important because it'll go through to the next round where you have to make the next cutoff.
He's holding onto that Dora. Just in case they pair it up.
Yeah, I mean,
Rory will cut it off like straight away. They have.
His hand's good enough to not have to worry about holding onto it.
Yeah. He'd rather take the speed, I think.
Yeah, Cheese is gone. Oh no, what's that? Forso? Really? Third? So he cuts the pair. He might be thinking about a Tanyao hand here now.
Yeah, I think. Oh, really good draw for Ariel. Lucky Gear is a 5-pin. Keeping the east for safety. No need to go too sort of exposed.
Yep.
Each.
Tenpai for Rinshan for Uchidora. Quite Sanjaku. Maybe might get Tanyao if they would.
No Dora for Rinshan. Yeah, Atazuke on the 4-man, right?
Oh no, it's Richi'd.
Yeah.
So it's Richi Pinfu.
Rishi Pinfu.
So Takame on the 4-man.
Takame,
yeah.
sorry, Takame is what I meant to say. Sorry.
Yeah, I was like...
Brain is all addled. Yeah, so yeah,
Ariel we're washing around, so they're still keeping their Ishan 10.
you don't really want to throw for Haku as rare. I mean, he does it anyway, but like, there's always that chance they just wait on a Haku pair, right?
The Dora Tanki,
The Dora Tanki, yeah.
Or
Obviously,
10 Piper Cheese. Waiting on the 5-8, so they would be 3-10, and they'd have to cut 7-pin as Suji. Yeah, so maybe thinking about whether to reach you or not, but 1-pin.
Sumo.
Oh, and they do get there for 3-10 Sumo.
of course it does. It's cheese.
If he'd
reached it, it was Mungan. Hanuman, sorry, yeah.
No, like that's a hard. Yeah, that Riaman is probably hard to like 3-10 Ricci for, because like you're fighting against
Puritan Ricci chase against 4th place. Yeah, no. I think I'm good not reaching that.
And like even if you win it, like even if you win, like really reliant on luck. You'd have to hit.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't really put you in range of getting second, not like anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, he would have been on 24k instead of 19k, so he's still a lot of work to do.
yeah, still outside of Mongong Sumo range to sort of change your position. In that respect, not worth it. But Tenpai for Cheese now, waiting on 4-7-pin. 4-pin for the Itsu. Yeah. But they may just dumber the pin through just to close out the game as them like stemming it. Or then again, 8 points is not something you want to turn down when your team is like pretty close to cut.
Yeah,
Each.
So they do take take that extra value.
You just have to Ipatsumo again, right? Like, you've already done it once, it's easy.
Not quite.
Not quite.
Not full.
Yeah, like the other thing I guess for Cheese's team is they are, they're not desperate for points. Keeping your third and saying Dharma, I mean it's like there's an argument for it, but
Yeah.
why not just go for it?
I think in like you got also considering is that you got to think about what the other players will do. Like you don't Rarial, because like the benefit of getting first is like so great. You wouldn't be like unlikely to expect like Rarial to just push for that first if they have a hand that can
For sure.
take.
For sure.
Rinshan obviously will just push. They've got nothing to.
Yeah, Rinchan's got nothing to lose. Pigyo
is interesting to see what they might
Gee.
do. They will probably fold. And yet that's what they're doing.
So
But it's unlikely to like a 4/7 to come out from their hand anyway. Or Rarial at risk of dealing in. I have to imagine that 4-pin coming from Pigio.
yeah, Rinchan is trying to rent Rentai here.
They Tenpai for Rarial, but they choose not to take it, avoiding dealing in. Fortunately for Rinshan, they do need the 7-pin, and they cannot call it because Cheese will just run off it. They have to draw it themselves, and we see the last one go to P. But they may still be able to Tenpai and keep their dealership if they are able to pawn the 3-pin or the 2. Ooh, so I think it might. This is it.
Just
I
throw
think
it a Nan here, right?
This will probably go to Ryukokyu with the dealer not in Tenpai. So.
Yeah.
Fortunately for Rinchan, they cannot get to Tenpai, and so Cheese takes the Hitori Hitori Tenpai payments during their third.
Yep, there's a few little points for Cheese at the end of that to console the third place.
So stemming their losses.
Yeah.
That's still like that placement security is still like 20 points. So still very important to play for sort of positions you can get.
In terms of standings, Pigyo does play for Tanya Sensation, so with that win, they've actually moved up to third place. They've overtaken Tao Dreaming, who have dropped to fourth. I believe that might be like the first time they haven't been basically top 2 all season, more or less.
Probably never saved. They haven't used up all their flow.
Yeah, but I mean, again, they had that sort of buffer. Tile Dreaming to fall out of the top 8 would need to lose like another. I'm looking at it now.
Games.
Yeah, it is
6 games.
330 point gap to 8th. or 9th.
So I think in a way that's good news for like E-Star Fan Club. So we saw them like take like I think it was like a 4th, yeah. So that would have been so that would be quite like devastating, but I guess luckily for them, their sort of main rivals in terms of like getting into the top 8 also took hits.
Yes.
So they're actually like closer to getting into the top 8 than before.
Yeah, no, the top 8 is now negative 80, basically, to get there.
So again, still very competitive. Like Junkin Sumo, they can still easily get into the top 8. They're only like 20 points behind. FA team, they're like 90-ish points, so that's easily like 1 game's worth of swing. Even like Junkin Run, 4 80-point games puts them in like 8th. Sorry, not 4, 5. 5 80 plus 80 games. That would get them into 8th, so it's like not over for them.
No, not at all. Yeah, it's a interesting fight to see who's gonna make it into the cutoff. And this is sort of what I've been saying all season. Like, at the start of tonight, the cutoff was basically at +7. And based on results, just from his first 2 games, it's dropped all the way down to -75. Like,
I think we can thank AU and SW Wanderers for that, for hoarding all the points.
yeah, no, it's just like it was last not the season it just went with Emily, but the one before that. I remember some team had this like shot out to this gigantic lead, and then like the last 2 people to get into the top 8 were like, or top 6 rather, were on like -100 points or something.
Yeah, it's Mahjong's like that. It's like a zero-sum game for points. So you know, it's not unusual for like either. You'd expect, I guess, to be around like just being positive means that you're basically in the top half, right?
Mm-hmm.
And not even necessarily, because you can have a situation where even being like deep into negatives, you still have a good chance.
Yeah.
And definitely, like when the points get hard, like if you're negative going into like the cutoffs, like going past the cutoffs, you technically gain points.
That is how it works.
When they halve your points, so
yeah, I was just thinking
right?
about that. I was like, really, do you actually do gain points? That's crazy.
You gain points, so like in a way, like it might not be so bad. Like you just barely make it in, and then gain some points, and then you do well in all the rest of the games. If you have to pick how your games work, and certainly like I remember for M League, that's how like not Konami, Furinkazan.
Oh yes, yeah.
They were like they just snuck into like all the cutoffs.
And then they won the season, yeah.
And then they just killed it in the finals, and they won. Avoided having to fire their team.
The fire, yeah. Jeez, that was crazy. And speaking of M League, we've got an interesting week coming up, don't we? Because we're gonna get a couple teams reshuffling their members.
Yeah, so I think the one to look out for is Pirates, because they're forced to change up their team because of the funny rules that M League has, and it'd be interesting to see like how they change them. They're gonna have to lose someone. Yeah, like everyone has their sort of pick on who will be leading.
Yeah.
Probably not Kobayashi Go.
Probably not Kobayashi, and probably not Mizuhara, since she was league MVP.
Yeah, that would be a slap in the face to get rid of like one, the only female in your team, and also the person who got MVP.
Yep.
So it leaves good old Asakura and Ishibashi.
Yeah, so I definitely Daisuke is definitely thinking, not just Daisuke, but a lot of people, pretty sure Ishibashi's going because of the bad season he had. And yeah, Asakura didn't have the best season, and I think last season he didn't have a really good season last season either.
I don't think he ended positive. So yeah, but I think definitely everyone's impression is that Ishibashi has been sort of underperformed.
Yeah.
It's like everyone knows him for his like weight stuff. So whenever he does the, I think we mentioned it earlier, that 5 trap fires on him, everyone's thinking like, too clever for your own good.
Yeah, like that's the problem when you sort of go with these gimmick strats. It's like, but it doesn't always work, and then every time it doesn't work,
everyone's just shaking their heads. That's the thing. If you want to do trap weights, you gotta rank on people first. Caring about your trap, also falling into it.
Yeah,
doesn't always happen. I think the next game is about to start.
Should be starting any minute now. I think they just started a little bit later into the minute, so
yeah, we saw Cheese just finish up that game like earlier, so
yeah.
Can't twin table with this account.
Unfortunately, not for Cheese.
No.
But yeah, so this game will be interesting. Some good ramifications from this. Obviously, Tile Dreaming, as previously mentioned, they are in 4th, but they're good team. They've been consistently good, I think, every season. Cubeheads are in the cutoff, looking to try and get that top 8 position. Itsu Anko as well, about mid-table, I think, still.
Yeah, so I think two of early Tenpai for cheese gets that Chun call, his favorite for Chun Dora 2. 8 so is probably locked up in is that Cube?
Cube heads, yeah.
Cube head is IOSQ.
IOSQ is style dreaming.
Okay. Oh, so Cube head is
Is Kusho.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't realize this. They are a Tokujo player.
Yeah. So Tokujo's overrated. I got in somehow.
But so we've got IOSQ here, 2-pin Tonki weight.
2-pin Tonki weight, hard to read. Cheese, they have their own Tenpai on the 8 so. They can't really defend, and I don't imagine they would if they could.
Yeah,
so
you just have to go. You've got 2 Dora, you got Jun. All you need is cheese. He should be basically bulletproof. You can choose to change it. Yeah.
They can switch their weight, but 9 so doesn't look particularly much better.
No,
they could have switched weight to like the Dora, so they could wait on like Dora put the Dora jump on and get the manga. They take the Hanchan and it pays off.
Yeah.
Get that win.
I think you got an argument for either case there, really. You obviously have the better weight in a way because you can win on the Dora and you've already got someone in Ricci, but then, 8 pawn is, 8 so is...
8 so looked probably, doesn't look bad either.
A tidy little 5k pickup for cheese, 4k plus the stick.
Yep. Does IOSQ go for the Chanta?
Yeah.
Chanta Sanshoku? The hand is like pretty tough with all those like honors, penchant and such. Well, okay, they only have 1 penchant, so it's not as bad as it may be.
So yeah, cuts. So he's gonna choose to cut a couple honors first, I guess, if they do want to go for Chanta. Leaving the 5 so just in case they match it with something, and then you can go something more traditional.
It's still more efficient to like, keep those center tiles. Like certainly like Hatsu's been twice cut.
Yeah.
That's useful. And even if you cut your honors and then you end up with Junchan.
Yeah.
It's not so bad if you draw badly.
Junchan is the Yaku Chanta wishes it could be.
Junchan is, unlike Chanta, Junchan is still good to you probably get Sanjaku. Hey, there is an early Tenpai for Cube Head.
Sumo.
And they sumo exactly what they need for that. Tasty Dylan.
Yep. Yeah, there's nothing much to say about that. You get your deal of manga and you're pretty happy with it. If you had drawn something better to widen the weight, you would have reached that instead, and
Yeah.
But...
I think 5-pin Kanchan is a pretty tough hand to try and win after you reach E.
Yeah.
I feel like, and you have enough value to kind of just bank on someone dealing in, because that would be like a direct manga. Like, it was like Ipeiko, Tanya, or Dora 2, I think.
Yeah.
Just already.
Yeah, you've got a confirmed deal of manga, and it's you don't need to get much more greedier at that stage.
Yeah. Just increase your win rate chance. And if you can switch to pin for you.
Yeah, if you can, you can, but if you can't, it's whatever.
Isham 10 for IOSQ. For the widest one, they will have to cut the Dora, which they do. Cupid has an option to call it, but they will lack a Yaku unless they force Shaku or Tanya.
Yeah. I was thinking, I was like, Sanshoku looks nice, but
okay, they do take the off.
Yeah, so here you can just go for Tanya Dora 4.
I think you force the Tanya Dora 4. Technically not much slower actually then.
No. not at all. Kush,
Even though they have like tiles that kind of like useful. Tempai for IOSQ. Not orderly now that the dealer's upon the Dora. They could have like kept. Ooh, yeah, I think Kyril did it.
Yeah,
not a bad outcome for Kyril. Dealer has like a Dora pawn.
Yeah.
Stopping that from like going through by dealing into a 1k hand is like, not so bad.
Yeah, not in retrospect, that's for sure.
I think definitely with those calls, I think his strategy was to try and get the hand over as fast as possible. Like winning 1k, losing 1k, it's ultimately not that big a deal.
No. Yeah. And again, like you said, when you're looking at that dealer Dora pawn, it's like, okay, I don't want to play in this hand anymore. Kyril has a pretty good hand. He can definitely take this one places.
Yeah. He just got the 1-2.
The 1-2, yeah.
Yeah, so he does open. Let's keep in his hand, but maybe again doesn't want to lose out in speed now that the deal is called.
Yep.
Called twice.
Yeah, called twice. I can imagine.
Oh, okay. That it locks in the usage for the Akka 5 pin, but means that they can't use the Dora 9 pin. So
yeah.
And now
you have to defend against.
Yeah, you have to defend against the Ricci, but what?
You can use the 6, so
yeah.
And that will be a tempo.
Tempo for Kyril.
Yeah.
Oh, I think you cut 9 so 8 so. You see 2 7 so's.
Yeah.
You don't really want to wait on it. It is Kimbutsu though. I think they have to. I think at this point they have the hard push. They don't really have any defense.
Nope.
Kyril gets that win for the Tanya, Akadora, and the Ricci stick.
Yep, they've recouped their losses from the previous hand. This is a nice looking hand from Cheese.
Jesus. Stacked up with honors. None of them are Yaku high, except for the Haku. The question is, Kyril gets a really nice draw.
Cheese is just gonna go here. Kyril's gonna. They've thrown the Hatsu. I would beeline.
I think
Chinitsu.
This is Chinitsu, yeah. I want to see a Chinitsu here.
Chinitsu sets you up really well going forward. It is a bit tricky because.
Okay, they don't want. Yeah, so that Chun is hard to cut because, Dora, the deal is just pawned a
non-wind, yeah.
So they're like, oh, what's going on here? Ooh, are we? Oh, jeez. I wanted to see the Yaku watch it.
Come on, Cheese. Where are your dreams?
Okay then. Yeah, you can cut our West now. Right?
So yeah, Cheese is going for obviously a Honitsu here.
Dora 3. Yeah, so. Ooh.
And at this point, you're probably thinking Cheese is Tempai.
Be like, oh god.
Yeah. You see what looks to be Honitsu Toy Dora 3, and it's like, I
was like, oh, I mean, 3 pin is pushable. One pin is obviously Genbutsu. He's Tempai, waiting on 6 mon. So ZK for the Ipeiko. Tempai for Cheese.
6 mon and 3 mon, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, Cheese is
3 mon won't give them a Yaku though.
No, it will not.
Cannot
Yes.
run off it. Oh, okay. He's like,
Alright, cheese.
I know they must be good in the wall. I don't see. Cheese obviously has like, obviously, but likely doesn't have any monster in his hand.
Mm.
Um,
And cheese will push any Manzu he gets.
yeah, cheese is will just push whatever. Ooh.
I'm tempted. I don't know.
It's like a big value increase, but 3-so is Genbutsu, but no one's gonna cut it against Kyle anyway, because they
Yeah.
see
Because they see the Hanetsu.
cheeses. Yeah, they see cheeses like threatening Hanetsu. But 4-so doesn't look good. Ooh,
Wow.
okay. So yeah.
Yeah, that's hard for cheese. Ura.
Ooh, massive! Hits the Takame for the Ipeco, and it also hits the Urador
And
for that Hanemon.
cheese in shatters.
That's tragic for cheese. Like that was, the hand, and then here it is, like some upstart bloody Richi's when you've got like a Dorapon, Hanemon looking hand, and just wins it. And now they're Tenpai.
Yep.
Just Haku, but does extend their dealership.
Haku only, but the psychological damage is absolutely massive. You've put the table on alert. You say, I am here to win this Hanchan.
Yeah. I don't care about your dealer, Hanemon. I'm here to win. So, yeah. There is 3 7-pins in the wall. If someone draws it, they probably won't cut it. Cheese is probably thinking like, I don't really want to feed
Yeah,
Kyle either. That's why probably they hesitate on the 5-so.
yeah.
The alternative is to cut the Dora,
Yeah, cutting a
or like
Dora.
a 7-month.
You haven't seen anyone throw one yet, so either you're thinking I could maybe pair this, or someone has a pair. Maybe your dealer.
You're thinking like, this hand kind of doesn't really have any value unless you get.
Unless you get that second Dora, yeah. Which will leave him. Ooh.
That
You can-
7-pin probably won't. Alright, so 7-pin probably advances Cheese's hand enough to feel like, alright, I miss on 10 for like a Richie Pinfu. I can give up the Dora now. Ooh. That's a tough draw.
He could cut the 7 here. Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Keeps the widest dish on 10. Confirms his pair, goes for the most efficient route. That extra Dora, too hard to use in his hand. Not worth it, I think.
Yeah, it's a bit tricky.
3-so is tough. I think Cheese must be thinking like, Dealer is probably like Tenpai. He's just called, but he's sumo geared like non-stop for like
Yeah,
7 turns. He hasn't taken any of like the juicy tiles I've given. Ooh.
meanwhile, yeah, Kusho's
Jesus.
caught up as well. The cheese is
Jesus Tenpai, waiting. I was thinking maybe he would demo because his weight is one of Kyushu's Genbutsu, but he does need the value. So
He does need value.
he does need the value, so he might just push that, get that reach. He gets that extra like chance for the Ura and the Yapatsu.
Kusho's got 3 weights in the wall, but yeah, the 8-pin Genbutsu here. And the one
Yeah,
Ura.
hits that Ura. This is why you reach, you get the extra value. Allows Cheese to sort of climb up into a position where he out of was sort of really bad.
Yeah, keep in mind, Cheese did win the first hand of his Hanchan. Did manage to drop himself all the way down to the last place through basically sumo payments.
Oh god, yeah. Paying like Oyakaburi for that Hanemon will do that.
Mm.
Cheeks pairs up a Yaku High. So now he has like sort of two pairs. Unfortunately, it is Mochi Mochi with IOSQ.
Yeah, and IOSQ's... Well, he could end up cutting it, keeping the Friso paired, depending on how the hand goes.
Yeah, it's if his hand goes vertical, he probably won't cut it. But if he has a chance to kind of shift to a regular hand, it might come out like. Because the other pairs that he has, easier to upgrade into like nice rounded shapes.
Yes.
The reason to keep the Shah would just be for like defense.
Yeah, and now he can hold on to one of them.
Yeah.
He just has to worry about she's made 2 calls, so you're thinking could be Tenpai. Okay, he just throws it now.
The south is also safe.
Yeah.
Well, pretty safe. It's pretty unlikely to deal in since Kokoshi's dead and you see 2 others. Cheese Ishan 10 needs kind of any sort of even-numbered Manzu to get there.
Yes.
Be interesting to see if they will do the switch to Ohanitsu, if they say pair up the 7 man, or if they just keep the Ishan 10.
Well, here's the option.
Here's the option. Yeah, so they take the shift. It does slightly lower their Ishan 10, so they can't get Tenpai with the 8 man. It still helps them out, but
Yeah, and you know an 8 man's coming right now. Okay. But soon. She's... I mean, this Honitsu shift is pretty nice for him, because it basically doubles the value of his hand. There it is, told you.
yeah. I mean, they'd still have to like pick a really awkward like sort of way to have a 2 man.
Yeah. So I really don't mind shifting. Yeah. And I was looking at Kyrill's hand here. The potential for the Ipeke with the Dora draw. But
it is more like a Chitoi shift with that.
I think that he might be thinking that Manzu are quite expensive on the board.
Yeah, 3 man's like hard to cut against both deals.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, the instant sort of backfire. So yeah, the Chitoi chance is nice because it allows you to use the Manzu tiles and you can just sort of toss all these other ones. Tenpai for the dealer on the free.
Yeah, well, he gets his 6-pin.
Of course, yeah.
There's 2 left in the wall. Cheese will certainly cut it. 2 Mize. Dumped it to ISQ, so Cheese will take it.
Take it and throw which one? That's what he's probably trying to decide now.
Is he too... Okay. Doesn't want to deal into the dealer. 5-1. Looks bad. We'll likely deal into like a Dora shape if it deals. So it takes the worst weight.
5-man is surprisingly very... Oh no. Surprisingly very live.
That Dora draw. That's
really bad because it could deal into your dealer. And if you want to take it, the weight sucks.
Ooh, that's such a strong push.
Yeah. Moves Kyril to Ishan 10.
Oh yeah, we should Tanya Door 3. If they get to Tenpai. On a Kutsuki waiting like 2, so.
The 3rd east for cheese.
Tenpai chooses to take the 3-man weight instead of the 2 so 3, so he probably doesn't want to deal into cheeses.
Yeah.
With overflow. Ooh.
Also looks fine here, yeah.
Also,
But it does...
still kind of might deal into the deal.
It could,
Make
yeah.
Let's make him enter Zuke, but he sees 3 1-mans, or 4 1-mans actually. He cannot go get something 3-10.
Yeah.
Boom.
Now,
Oh,
dealer Tempai on the Forso.
it's dead.
Where are all the 5-mons?
No, they can't all be in the dead wall.
Well, if it's not Haitai... Oh my lord!
See 5-mans in the dead wall.
Wall being an absolute... That's terrible. Okay, well... She's getting trolled. It's kind of still funny. But yeah, apart from that, yeah, free player Rikoku with only ISQ, not Tempai.
Yeah.
Puts us to a Renchan.
Yeah, so Kyle starting off with 3 honor pairs.
Yeah.
No, 2 of them are Yakuhai.
Yeah, both the Norths and the Haku are Yakuhai. G's with a pair of Ton, which are useless, basically.
Yeah. Oh,
I mean, you can turn this into a Pinfu pair, yeah.
Pinfu pair or Chi Toy. Kyle going for the fast guest win pawn is guaranteed a Yaku because they have 2 of the 2 pairs of the Yakuhai.
Yep.
Yeah, so just speeding up the hand. There is the option for the Honitsu shift if they draw well.
Yeah, it's nice because, yeah, you don't see any Dora. And you've got this opportunity to just sort of shut this hand down quick.
Yeah. Okay, going for max efficiency. Just keeping those 4 shapes that they have now. Not too fussed about Honitsu.
For ISAQ, they probably want to drop the Dora Nan to end up doing, but yeah, it's kind of spooky.
It sucks, yeah, because like, you know, if someone pawns it, you got to think like someone's basically got a Mungan. Like, is this hand able to fight this?
Yeah, and for them also, there's obviously their double Nan, so double Nan Dora free, if you manage to get that, is really good when you're on 9k points.
Yeah. Kyle keeps it for a bit longer. If they pair it up, they could looking at a Suiso, right?
Yeah. Suiso, like one of the 2 4-player Yakumans I've actually gotten.
Gee.
Sorry, what was that? Your internet cut out?
The other one, Kokushi or something?
The other one was Suanko and I had 3 then. Suanko, Suiso, and Soshushi.
Yeah. So Kyle takes that 1k hand to like end Cubehead's dealership.
Yep. I mean, that's great because you're sitting in first. Now you've ended Kusho's dealership.
It is still like very close.
It's close, yeah. But it
was a case to be made to sort of go for the manga. Like, you could get it, but also, yeah, winning 1k, stopping your rival. From
here, you have this a little bit of breathing room. But yeah, you're still very well within range, so you have to play diligently still, but you've less than that chance of the dealer going on a rampage and just making your life miserable.
Yeah.
And Kusho, in fact, he is Ishanten.
Ishanten for Ichi Dora? Maybe Hatsu?
Each.
Yep.
So we go.
Hatsu is once cut.
Yeah, so it'll probably come out if it gets drawn.
It's up to the wall. It might be stuck in the dead walls.
Could be stuck in the dead.
6 pin is pretty tough to imagine coming out.
Sumo.
She just reaching it Patsumo.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just reach Patsumo and
Yeah, you just
there
set
goes
your manga, and now you're first.
Yeah.
And now it's South 4. Chiral needs 5,200. So 340. I think there is split rumor, but they are
good draw.
Ishan 10.
Yeah,
I would cut 9-pin. You never want to use a 9-pin. How sad would you be if you drew 8-pin, right?
How sad would you be if you drew? Yeah, no.
Okay. That's ooh. Do they
Uh,
have enough value to take first? Only if they sumo, I think. Richi Dora 2?
Richidora to
Richi Sumo
Pinfu
Dora?
is not freehand 40. Yeah, they need.
Pinfu would have to draw the 8-pin or 6-pin. And if they drew the 8-pin,
I don't think
Richi Pinfu's not enough.
it's not enough.
And Tunky weight on the 5-pin is so bad.
Richi.
They can Richi on the 2-pin for Richi's. So otherwise, yeah. So Richi Pinfu, they need to Richi Pinfu sumo is not enough. They'd have to hit her.
Yeah,
Or a direct, even a direct hit wouldn't be enough. They don't hit her.
yeah, it's not enough. If you don't hit Ura, you're gonna have to rely on small sticks or a con. And you know, it's rough.
Interesting to see what Cheese will do.
This is his dealer, and he's
It is
third.
his dealer. But I don't know how many points he can really afford to lose. But I feel like he'll push if he gets a Tenpai.
7 so, I think he'll definitely go.
Yeah, I think he'd call 7 so.
Yeah.
2 man is a push. Ooh.
Yeah, I guess Kusho...
I think he has to push. Ooh, okay. So Cheese.
Suji to the 5 so, which was cut early.
Yeah.
I just realized how weird this pawn looks. 2 Aka in the first 5
Yeah.
turns.
Okay, Cheese gets a Tenpai waiting on the 5-pin. There's one left in the wall. It is Genbutsu.
Yusuke Vitsu to Richi, so...
But I can't imagine anyone really cutting it. Because, like, IOSQ is Tenpai. No Yaku, though. But they're, like, in last.
There's the 3rd Aka from Chiral. It's very tough hand.
Another Dora for IOSQ, but they still don't have a Yaku. Ooh, 2-pin is...
Sumo.
Alright, Chiral Sumos, they hit Ura. They need to hit Ura.
80 or 2.
They hit Ura too!
Yeah, well, you know.
I've seen this before.
Yeah. If you're gonna hit Uru 2, it doesn't matter what sort of a Richi you take, I suppose, in the end. But yeah, great points for Carl's team. Janken Ron was towards the bottom.
Yeah, so plus 60, we saw them get plus like 80, 70 before. So climbing that ladder. Not too late for them to still make it.
Yeah.
It's to be Carl.
Let me grab the replay. No replay yet.
I think the lesson for this ARMA League is like, if you just trust the wall will just it will just give you what you need. Like,
Yeah, unless you're cheese and you're waiting on a 5 mana, apparently.
Unless you're cheese.
Yeah. But then cheese is sitting over Ura, so that makes up for it. Yeah,
You hit one Ura and use up all this flow.
we've definitely seen a lot of Ura get flipped to this cause these really dramatic turnarounds. It's been very...
Yeah, so cheese has posted the log.
Oh, cheese has got it. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a little bit of discussion in the chat about the final 8-pin pseudo into
The disgusting display.
I got 2-2 on both my dealerships by Carl.
Where are we? Where's my Asan? There we are. Blind as
He
a
has
bat.
not responded. I think he's currently on like do not disturb, so he probably
yeah.
didn't get the ping.
That's fine. I mean, we can just quickly go through it if he's not around.
Alright, so
yeah.
let's just see that South 4.
So we can get back to the South 4 here. So the first decision was here.
Yeah, so here you cut the 7. So
You cut the 7. Like it's hard because you need.
alright, so Carl is treating himself. We'll just wait for him to
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, cutting to 7, like with Double Top, you need the freehand 40. So
I think he's probably like streaming also through like a Discord. Oh, hello, Carl. Congratulations.
Good afternoon from the UK, guys.
Good afternoon. Yes.
Second time we've interviewed your team today. Good job.
Yeah, Quads did great. Yeah, I was watching that match. It was really good. Yeah, team has had a little bit of unfortunate luck, I would say, up to this point, and it may not be possible for us to to even qualify now, but we can try. We can end with a bang.
Yeah.
And,
please continue to play like the best Mahjong.
Yeah,
if we can keep this going, then yeah. I got so lucky in that last hand, though. I don't think I had enough value to win without Ura.
It did not.
We're gonna ask you about that. So, like, are you watching a Veggie stream at the moment?
I can guess I'll quickly load that up. Sorry, give me 1 moment.
Yeah, so we just got your replay up. So this is like, I guess. So like your Shimocha has just sumoed a Mongun. They've come first, and now you need like 5,200 to more than 5,200 to win, because I think you split the Uma if you get ties.
Yes.
There's no positional like placement, and so you open your hand to sort of like 2 Dora, with the chance to accept like a third. What are your thoughts?
So I'm just trying. So I ideally I really want to try and use the red 5, and I tried to make that work. But I guess drawing the 2-pin really gave me doubts. I mean, yeah, I just wanted to try and make sure I won the hand. Like, worst case, I wanted to avoid losing another third, because I've had 4 thirds in a row right now.
Right.
So
I guess I'm maybe tilting a little bit.
So it's more of like a personal sort of thing, rather than.
Yeah, at this point, I would have been happy to take a second if it came to that. But I thought, okay, there's a good chance we able to use at least one of these red 5s. I did decide to cut the 5/7 because I think it's just a less efficient shape.
Yeah.
Just for actually winning the hand quickly.
You do lose side shot,
And-
but okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but yeah.
No, your shape's like you need to lose a shape.
Yeah.
That's okay.
When I drew the sorry. Go
You
on.
draw the 1 pin, and so you cut the 5 so you're like hoping, I guess. You increase your pin through chance. You got the Riami.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, I think I was either guaranteed Pinfu or the red 5. Ideally, I had to have both.
Yeah.
But if I didn't, I knew at least I'd have a chance, because I thought to myself, if I Riichi and I have, if I Riichi and I have Pinfu, it's either a direct hit. I was going to skip Ron on any player who wasn't.
I think a direct hit wouldn't be enough.
I mean,
Richie-
I guess I need either way, but
リーチ
Yeah, with
Like,
this
Ura was
specific
just one-
hand, yeah, you need Ura because Richie Dora one isn't enough direct, and then Sumo Richie Dora Sumo isn't enough.
You
We've
would have
talked
to,
about this
yeah.
before, though, Jaffa, right? I think even
Yeah.
you've done things like this in the past. Like the chance of you hitting Ura with a Pinshu hand is around about 1 in 3, right?
Yeah.
So I
Yes.
thought to myself, is it really worth waiting for an upgrade here?
Well,
Or-
it's not. It's not. No, well, like once you get to temper, yeah, you take it. But it's more like pushing your hand into a direction to force in the value. So it would mean like,
Yeah.
for example, I was like mentioning on stream, like you cut 9 pin early. Like sure, you lose like a bit of efficiency, but the 8 pin draw is just so sad.
I mean,
Um,
yes, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Like you
I think
always,
at that point, my main worry was dealing in, or my main worry was not being fast enough and ending up getting third or fourth place. Well, not fourth place, but third. But yeah, and I suppose the value of getting the 40,000 points for first place bonus would have been maybe I should have. I just thought, I don't know. I guess my brain thought there's a little bit of not necessarily being able to calculate value, I guess, in my head. But another part of me is just like, if I do manage to win, at least it's a 1 in 3 chance of Uradora. I don't know. Maybe I'm rationalizing a bad decision here.
I mean, I
but-
can see that either
yeah.
way. You know, again, your team is sort of. It's going to be tough to try and make it to top 8. So if you can secure that second after a string of thirds, you know, it does feel good, you know, to at least convert those points you've got into a decent finish. So I can understand it either way. You know, you just sort of go and you're like, oh, if I don't get it, I don't get it. But if I get it, yay. You know?
Yeah, I guess the other thing is that it is Southfall, and there is always the chance that someone else is going to reach you as well. So I know this is like a really like what if situation, but like the gap was 5,200. It might have been 4,200 if I was lucky, but then yeah, I don't know.
yeah.
I feel like it may have been a misplay on.
Yeah, so like my thinking is like if you were presented like a high pot and it looked like Pinfu, but it was like impossible for you to get more value. Like for example, the Dora was some random like hard to use honor, and like the red fires were like dead for whatever reason. Then like yeah, you bank on Ura because it's your best chance. But I think here you're like kind of so close to just securing enough value, right? You can possibly accept like there's so many ways for you to accept Dora, and like just to see
I
you
think
sort of
that's
like
fair.
cut that chance is just to rely on Ura. I feel like the odds would have been against you in that sense, but in the end,
Oh,
like,
I
it worked out.
think I fully accepted that I probably wasn't going to get first place in that situation. But yes,
Then you hit Ura too.
then I got lucky. I got very, very lucky.
Yeah,
But
I
yes.
mean, there was a lot of Ura in this game, I think, wasn't there?
And
I think I was very
Ura.
mean to Cheese at least twice. I think I managed to win another hand with Ura when Cheese was
You sumoed a Hanuman while you steal.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was the ace ball.
つも
He had like a nice looking hand as well. Like, yeah, he was because he had a Honitsu Dora Pon. And actually, we're gonna ask you about this before Southfall, so I'm distracted.
I think there was
like,
there was one situation where I thought Cheese was going for a Honitsu. I thought Kusho was also going for a Honitsu, but then they ended up calling a 5 on a different suit. So I got a little bit more
that
more
was-
aggressive.
I think it's like a different hand.
That was
But
this
That might
one.
have been a different hand.
Yeah,
Oh,
for
this one.
this
This one.
Yeah, I don't know why I got so cheeky there, pushing. I think I pushed like a 2
Yeah,
immediately
well, that-
afterwards. But... Yeah, that was
right,
just...
right here, yeah.
Tuso.
Mm.
Yeah, this is where you push the
This is
two
another,
set,
it's
yeah.
another
It
question.
is a
Like,
push. It is a push, but I mean, you see like 3 of the Dora.
that's true. Yeah. I mean, I guess I was in third place. I don't know. I was desperately trying to work out my weight. Right. I knew it was 3-6. So I was thinking, are there any major upgrades here?
Oh, you mean so this is Eastfall.
Oh, this so the Hanuman. Sorry, yeah.
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 So
Sorry.
because we're like wondering like obviously the deal is like
Lychee.
got a scary hand. Like even if they don't have a Honitsu, it's like Yakuhai Dora 3 Mangan, a deal on Mangan. And
Oh, sorry.
plus
You're
Hon-
right. That's not-
And
Yeah,
like a Honitsu would be like a deal of Hanuman. So
Hmm.
we're thinking like, oh, what's Cairo gonna do here? They have the 1 pin as safety. It can transition to like a Honitsu or Chinitsu even. And then like you slam that Ricci button, they're like, oh, good man.
Like I was yeah. At the end of the day, I still had a Riaman wait. It had the chance of the Epeiko.
You'd have to.
It was risky. I realized that, but like, it's obviously cheese is Tenpai in the situation, right? Like,
Well,
you see 3 calls,
you
you have to assume the Tenpai.
You've got to
Part of me was like, do I go for a flush here? No, that's way too slow. I can't give them time. And I was trying to figure out whether it's worth canning. I was trying to figure out what I should do, and I was like, no, that's not really not smart. Because if I did can, it would have changed my weight to just a 4-5 pin. It's 4-5 man, right?
I would have set you.
If you can, yeah, it would have been 4-5 man.
Yeah, which is just worse. So I was like, do I wait and try and draw something else?
I think I mentioned it before. I've done that accidentally where Ricci button.
Your internet's cutting again, Jaffa.
And it was that moment when I realized that if I did wait to try and get a better weight to Khan, by the time I got a better weight, I would have just sumoed. So
yeah,
I decided to just take the Ricci, and I don't know. Maybe I'm playing way more aggressive than I used to be. I don't know, but
I mean,
at the end of the day, it was still a what appeared to be like a 7-tile weight.
Oh, the Ricci is very. Ricci is. You know, cheese probably doesn't have it, and cut it if he draws it. So you just gotta hope that
true.
His weight's kind of crappy.
Yeah, I guess the other option would be Toy Toy, but yeah, exactly.
Oh, if it was Toy Toy as well, you'd be a bypass.
yeah, and
maybe it's Toy Toy, my weight's better. Yeah.
You did have the option to switch to Toy Toy, actually.
Right before you sumoed, he was sitting here because he drew another 9, so he could have swapped to a Tanki weight.
Oh wow.
And that's why he tanked on so long, and then he just ended up tossing. Well, he actually
Yeah.
okay.
The safest south, yeah.
Yeah. But
That's fair.
Then you drew the 6, so yeah.
6 1, sorry.
Oh no. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I haven't
your
actually
weight,
had the chance to check the replays from other players, but
Mm.
that's
weight was very,
yeah.
weight was very good in the one.
Yeah, no,
like
well,
really good defense then. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you can rarely have a fault to win. You know, obviously you've played the game through to a victory, so even if it did come with a couple Uradoras on Jesus' turns.
Yes, it was absolutely luck. It was there were a lot of lucky things that happened in that match. But yeah, the other thing is that I guess I'm trying to be more aggressive, especially considering that there is a massive bonus for first place, right?
Mm-hmm.
And even if our team gets first every single match, it's very unlikely we're actually going to make cutoff, even if we manage to only get first from here on out. But you know, it's plus 45 as opposed to plus 5.
Yeah, I mean, at this stage, getting to 8th right now is negative 60. You guys are just under negative 400. If you guys get first all next week, and other results go your way, you know, it's not impossible.
Yes, that's a good point. There's a chance. There's always a chance.
There's always a chance.
But yeah, at the end of the day, I'm playing. I'm having fun. It's been a really fun event so far.
Awesome to hear.
And I will happily take Euro 2 if it happens. I did not expect that to happen at all. I was just like, it's Ricci, potentially Peiko, it's fine. I would have been happy with 2-hand, given everything.
Yeah, and then...
Yeah. That's the powerful thing about Ricci, I guess. Any hand can be worth a whole bunch of points.
That's it.
But yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When I joined this match, I was like, "Oh, jeez, oh no." I don't know who Kusho is, but they're a 6 down with a rating of 2000. Oh no, I was very scared.
Don't be intimidated, boy.
Oh, it's fine. A little bit of intimidation's healthy. It's all good. But yes, it just means that you've got to be on your toes. You've got to play well. You can't slack off. If you know there are 2 very, very, very good players on the table, it's good. It's fun.
Yeah, no, it's great to hear you guys are enjoying yourself as well, because that's the whole point. That's why we host this, is to make everyone have fun playing Ricci.
Exactly, yeah. It must admit, I need to get advice on how to do interviews with you guys, because I'm really bad at it.
Hey, if we don't know how to do interviews either, it's alright.
But yeah.
No, well,
yes, thank you for hosting everything. It's been great, and I hope that we get to show some really cool Mahjong in the last week. Maybe we might make it through. Probably not, but maybe.
Looking
you
forward
never know.
to it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like keep playing as if you're gonna make it, because that makes it interesting.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
It means you're going for Yakumans every hand. So yeah, we want to see that.
That's one of the few things I promised I wouldn't do. I'll go for winning every hand, but I'm not going to go for Yaku. I could though. You never know. You never know. There might be a Swanka or something in the mix. We'll see.
We've seen like people get quite close. I don't know if anyone's sealed the deal yet.
No Yakumans yet.
Okay, yeah. Well, there's still time. There's still time.
There is still time.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations once again, and best of luck for
Absolutely,
the rest
thank
of your rest of the season.
Yep.
Yes, we're going to need it.
Keep fighting.
But yeah, thanks so much, man.
Have a good day.
Yeah. Speak to you later.
See ya.
Okay.
Alrighty. We'll quickly just finish up here with this game. I'm just see where it's at. Before we end the
Connect.
night.
Wow, but surely can't.
South
South
4.
4.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a hard fight for first.
Deacon, unfortunately, negative 10k points for the Golden Chun. That's gonna be a dagger. Actually, I think I did hear that someone had DC'd, so this could be what's going on here.
Yeah. I think Deacon's still DC'd.
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah.
Yeah. So unfortunately for them, it does mean it is an interesting fight for the other three.
Mm-hmm.
All of them could still have a chance to take first. El Tenpai, Mangan Sumo would be enough. Nifan can of course keep winning on their dealership, and Snowy just needs any win to sort of close out the game. They can't hear.
Yeah, so
G.
Deacon playing for Golden Chun, so they're still gonna be at the bottom of the table, and this isn't gonna help things.
No.
But Unifan and El Tenpai, playing for the Unistar Fan Club and Jan Consumer respectively, both looking to try and get back into the top 8, so first for either of them is massive.
Yeah.
Snowy's for Urasan, so
Unifan here does have the advantage, so because Deacon cannot control what they discard, there is a high chance that Unifan does get a lot of like nice tiles to call. You see them go for like that Tanya, Dora 2, maybe Sanshoku.
they've already got that Aka 5 so from them.
Yeah.
Yeah, geez, I'd like to see a Sanshoku here.
But yeah, any.
Yeah, even Tanya Dora 2.
It's enough. 5,800.
Yeah, no, it's enough. Yeah.
Cannot end the game yet, so other players still have a chance, but
Does help.
yeah. What? Shanten for Snowy, still not, I think, 7-pin for the Sanshoku chance.
Yeah, I think so.
Unless they wait on 7 4-pin, but no, you take the wider weight here. Surely 3-man, 5-man, 6-man is the widest weight. Yeah, so. Ooh.
I guess they're just wondering, they're looking at Tenpai's board and it's like kind of Pinzube, maybe.
Or really unfortunate for Snowy. Yeah, they deal in here. So direct hit off first. But they do have a chance to sort of like get their first back with the Renchan. And now if they sumo, Unifan does pay the Oyakabari as well, so they do not need that high a hand to overtake them. I think what's the score difference? To 7,000.
That doesn't really help, but yeah.
No. 7,600-ish. So I think
yeah.
Orhan 20 sumo is enough.
So
With the so 5,200 plus 2,000, yeah. So that would be enough. The hand isn't the fastest.
No, it is not. But
Did it get any? It can imagine it quickly like developing if they draw correctly. El Tempai need
Boom.
Among Us Sumo Pons Dora.
Probably force
So
his
probably-
hand to Toy Toy.
Yeah, so probably forces his hand to Toy Toy. If you cut the 8 so though, you lose the Sanshoku Doko, so
Yeah.
that.
Boo, boo. I mean, yeah. I don't think I've gotten my own Sanshoku Doku ever yet, but
Yeah, but
Gee.
unfortunately, the DC Deacon is just feed the dealer. And now they're Tenpai once again waiting on 7 man just for a Nan.
And yeah, if this Toy Toy gets pushed, El Tempai
Yeah.
is in danger.
I think El Tenpai is in danger, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
No.
here it goes. The El Tenpai is slightly out of like Mongun Sumo range, unfortunately. Unless a few sticks get donated. Snowy RNG still in Mongun Sumo range.
Yeah. And it's gonna be tough for the other players because
Yeah,
any
once
fan
again,
can just
keep calling.
Yeah.
Yeah. This hand is a bit harder to open, so it'll just be closed out here, but
Yeah, it is a bit more restricted. Or at least, you know, if you do want to go for a Tanyao, you do have to cut quite a few tiles.
yeah, you'd be set back quite a bit.
Hmm.
And yeah, Ishanten for El Tenpai. Ishanten? No, still two Shanten. They have like too many blocks.
Yeah. It's a shame. Deacon Sand looks really nice.
Yeah. If they could pair up a Chun, or really good draw for Unifan.
Yeah.
Locking in that pair.
Yeah, tosses the 5-pin right here. That way you can just you don't have to worry about it later.
Yeah, I feel like the one so is probably still better as a cut though.
Yeah.
Unless you are kind of hoping just to fold.
I-
It is
in the end, you know, with the dealer continuing forever, yeah, like leaving that option to fold the hand away is always nice. And in fact, you know,
Yeah.
if you're done with this Hanchan, you can just deliberately note-on yourself.
Or I think you cut a pair here.
Yep.
Well, that's basically a pair cut, yeah.
Mhm.
You cut the 4-man next.
Yep.
Noe struggling to kind of find enough values. Like they'll probably get Tanyao, like a Ricci Tanyao. They won't get pin through because of their 7 so Anko. So they're banking on either a direct hit or hitting Ura as we have seen before.
Yep. Just yeah.
So
Yeah, and unfortunately for Snowy, I mean, they just haven't really had the option to move this hand towards anything else.
yeah. There is
Eat.
I was gonna say, is there a Sun Anko chance? Like not really. So Tenpai
Nah.
for El Tenpai. 4-7 man. Probably we'll need like a direct hit off Unifan for them to come first, but otherwise there is a still good chance for them to take second.
Yeah.
Um
And I guess that's the thing, like with a disconnected player, like Ricci just feels so good.
you want to rush to that Ricci, yeah. Okay, so Unifan is folding. They're like, okay, it's unlikely El Tenpai can like overtake.
Mm-hmm.
So I just need to avoid a direct hit and they'll be fine.
That's it, yeah. Can just safely fold the hand away.
Yeah. So
Yep.
yeah. So that secures first for Unifan.
Secures first for Unifan. El Tenpai can't catch second, unfortunately.
No, that the yeah, Ryukoku payments aren't quite enough. They cut sumo.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't sumo.
So yeah, Totoro's done the stats, so we can sort of see where we sit now. At the end of that, and I'll just grab that for a second. So yeah, UNSW now sitting 550 points, basically still 300 points ahead of second place. Rendezvous Run moved up to second. Cloud Dreaming dropped to fourth. Golden Chun, it's going to be really hard for them to get there at this point.
I never say never, but
yeah,
I feel
it's
like
pretty rough.
The Golden Chun, I think next weekend will probably be the last of them we'll see this season.
But yeah, Janken Ron and everything above, like we were saying with Kyle's interview, just keep going because there's never, you're not mathematically eliminated. You might as well keep going for it.
Yeah.
Mm.
And regardless, we encourage everyone to play the best Mahjong they can. Please don't mean too much. You
don't need to just phone it in because it's so unlikely. Yeah, come in, play your best, and just have fun.
Yeah. Those are the standings. So what's the cutoff sitting at the moment?
Cutoff is moved back to -24 because of Unity Star Fan Club's first place there. They've managed to put themselves back up. Itsu Anko as well. Still sitting, I think Itsu Anko, they lost a little bit tonight, but so did Cubeheads.
Yeah, so UW,
yeah.
But it's still very competitive for those cutoffs.
Yeah, 100%. Everything from definitely 5th downwards to 13th is still up in the air for sure, I'd say.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks for joining us tonight. I thank Jaffa for joining me for both nights as well.
No worries.
So next week will be the last week of the season. Should be back to normal broadcasting, I imagine. But yeah, so 2 on Saturday, another 3 on Sunday, and then we'll have the playoffs. I think we usually have like a week break. I don't quite remember now, but yeah.
I can check. I think it's on the spreadsheet. Yeah, so the top 8 start on June the 25th, so I think there is a 1 week break. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a 1 week break, but then we'll be back with the playoffs. Top 8 scores will get halved, and then yeah, so we'll have all new stats and everything as well. Actually, and it looks like they're consolidating it this time, but yeah, yeah, we'll see you on Saturday at 8 o'clock, Australian Eastern. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for all the good games.